Yeah.
Back on the roll up, my man Rob Linehan spinning the block, sports regulatory writer at Saturdays Down South. Rob, how you doing, my dude?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on tonight.
Thanks for
Glad
coming
you
back. Come back to hang out with us, man. So we got an update this week. I think last time we had you on the show, we talked about the Florida betting laws and the Seminole Hard Rock. They had an application dropping, and you didn't think it was going to happen, but we got an update and some news. What's up with it, Rob?
Nobody thought it was happening, and then I think it was Monday. Just all of a sudden, I was just scrolling around on Twitter, and somebody said that the Hard Rock Sportsbook app was online and taking bets. In a very surprising move, the Seminole Tribe and Hard Rock launched their online sports betting program in Florida with no advertising, no fanfare, no warning, no heads up, nothing. It caught everybody by surprise.
That's what the Seminoles do, baby, about business.
It's odd timing because they have a federal hearing in Washington, D.C. this Friday. And if it doesn't go their way, there could be an injunction, meaning they would have to halt all online sports betting opportunities in the state. So they basically launched it 5 days ahead of this hearing, and nobody knows what's going to happen Friday. But it was just I'm usually not too shocked by stuff. I'm covering sports betting regulation all around the country, but this was just bizarre. It was just odd that they just didn't even release, not even a press release or anything. They just put it up, and you can bet online on the Hard Rock Sportsbook app right now if you wanted to.
Rob, go ahead, Larry.
No, real quick, I was gonna say, do you think it was just like maybe a savvy move and them saving money on advertising and just depending on it catching fire by word of mouth?
They don't need to save money on advertising. I mean, the Seminole Tribe makes money hand over fist with, gambling in Florida. I think it was just, it's weird, and I'm flustered because this is all my opinion. Nobody has any clue what they're thinking outside of the tribal leaders that made this decision, but it could just be a show of strength that they think that Friday is going to go their way. They're just saying, the hell with it. Let's get this up and going. Everyone will know Friday by people like me reporting on the results. Mm-hmm. And they might think that they stand a really good chance for this to go their way on Friday. People I've talked to a couple lawyers that say that they think all of the prior evidence and all the prior cases for online sports betting is going to go against them, and there's going to be an injunction. But someone else said, another lawyer I saw today said, the Seminole Tribe, they haven't lost a fight in terms of gambling in Florida in decades. So they might know something we don't. Their lawyers might be telling them it's in the bag. I don't know.
What happens if I go bet on the app and then Friday it goes down? Then what happens to my bread?
I was thinking about that too, and I've actually I've tried to get in contact with somebody. They're really kind of not talking a lot about any of their reasonings, or I would assume, and this is just my assumption, just my opinion. Like for instance, I was thinking what happens if you place a futures bet like on the Super Bowl, like you place some money on the Bucs to win the Super Bowl, and then it gets taken down. This injunction passes on Friday. I would assume they would pay it out, but I could also see in some weird, some alternate universe where they say, okay, like this bet's still good, but we're not going to pay it out. We're not going to honor it until online sports betting comes back and is legal in Florida. I don't think that will happen. I think whatever bets you put down now, they'll honor. And if they win, you'd get that money. but I don't know. I can't give you a good answer on that.
Another question I have, Rob. With these regulatory laws, how does this affect anyone that's not the Seminole tribe that want to get into the gambling business? Can MGM come here and open a casino?
No, they cannot. The only people that can do anything are Florida pari-mutuels that agree to a deal with the Seminole tribe. So like pari-mutuels are like your card rooms, your high life frontons, these sort of smaller establishments that offer gaming in Florida. The Seminole tribe a couple weeks ago agreed to deals with 5 of them, where basically they have to use the Hard Rock Sportsbook brand, and then they have to give 40% of their profits to the Seminole tribe. So you're only going to have the Hard Rock Sportsbook in Florida. That's it. You're not going to have DraftKings. You're not going to have FanDuel. There is I think I talked about this with you last.
Man, that's a crazy monopoly right there. That's insane.
It is
gangsters.
What?
40%?
And we ain't even waiting on the federal shit, bro. Let's just drop it.
It's the Wild West. You guys really are living in like the Wild West right now in terms of online sports betting. Yeah, I mean, I think I talked about it with you last time I was on, but you could possibly vote in 2022 to approve online sports. You could open up online sports betting to all sorts of sports books, but that's got to get on the ballot, and then that would not go into effect until 2023. So until then, Hard Rocks and the Seminole tribe, they've really got a stranglehold on everything down there. Have any of you guys used the app or placed any bets yet?
I checked it out. It's a clean interface. I'm not a gambler, and I want to see what happens Friday before I put
I was planning on putting in a little bit of something this weekend with the upcoming games for sure.
College or NFL or what?
A little bit of both. I also probably do a college sheet and an NFL sheet. College usually lets me down, man. NFL is pretty much cut and dry though with the lines.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I was checking it out the other day. I'm up in Jersey, so I can't really do anything. But it does look pretty clean, and it's a nice interface. But I just don't know. Laughing at your comment there.
Harlan.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Harlan got every betting app on Apple.
I got a lot too.
As a sports betting reporter, I like to hear that. I have like 6 or 7 on my phone going right now.
Who is your go-to for like spread? Like who do you go to get the secrets?
Here in Jersey, I mean, Jersey's got like 22 apps or 22 books available in the state. I typically will just I like personal stuff. I'll do like DraftKings. Or this, I used to use this one book called PointsBet. But yeah, mostly DraftKings. I did FanDuel for a little bit. Didn't really like, their interface, didn't really like their app. So DraftKings is sort of what I use right now.
What do you think about Bovada?
It's not bad.
They shut down my bread one time.
Did they really?
Yeah, this was a while ago. Like I'm trying.
You want with Bovada and they shut it down?
Yeah, like a few days they had my money hostage, man. It was like at least 2 weeks. I think the feds locked them down or something. This was a long time ago, but we had some breads, me and a couple homeboys, like doing Sweet 16 and all that. We all. That's my first year on it. I made a lot of bread, and it was just sitting there. And then one day I went on to make some bets, and somebody has to shut them down. And if you had money on there, that was just hostage. Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, I mean, Bovada is an offshore book too. So, I mean, that's probably why they shut it down. Like you won't have problems with that, with the Hard Rock stuff. I mean, that's all regulated. Your money, they would not freeze your account or anything like that. But yeah, I do recall using Bovada many years ago when nothing was legal here.
Right.
But yeah, man.
I like DraftKings because they give like some of the sweetest lines. They're usually like I can usually get another point with DraftKings that I won't get with other books, but I can't. Unfortunately, I'm in Georgia, so I can't use it.
Yeah, I mean, you're really not going to see a whole lot of that in Florida. I mean, usually the more apps, the more competition that bettors will have will lead to better lines because they're all competing with each other.
Right.
But when Hard Rock is just the one and only, I mean, you're not going to see anything outrageous, but you're not going to get that price shopping that the sharps like to use when they're, in Jersey or soon to be New York. I mean, New York just passed. They're going to have 9 books in their online sports book or online sports betting program. Florida will just be the one, and that's going to be Hard Rock until at least 2023. So I don't know.
Nice. Hey, Rob, appreciate you for hanging out with us and catching up with us. Tell the people where they can find you at. And depending on how Friday go, we might have to see you again soon.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to come back on, guys.
Be back Saturday.
Yeah, right. If you guys want to check anything out for Florida, I'm down at SaturdayDownSouth.com. And then I'm on Twitter at RLinehanXL. Guys, it's always fun to come on.
I appreciate you, man.
It's always a pleasure to have you on, Robert.
Yeah, good luck with that college and NFL betting this
year. Yeah, should be a good week, hopefully.
All right, bro. Stay away from the Eagles.
Yeah, definitely.
See you guys.
All right, man. We'll go. You can cut it right there. What y'all think about plugging that in after our betting shit?
Yeah, we could do it.
Yeah, that'd be good after we do.
Yeah, right. The prize picks. Yeah, we could do the picks and then introduce Robin and go right into it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Is Cory in yet?
Oh yeah, you're right. A VPN. I used to have one of them. I should get another one.
No, he's not here yet.
All right, cool.
All right, so we'll get into just a regular intro.
Yeah. And
then hopefully he'll be here. We'll start Big 3 with you. Did you get somebody too, Silk? I couldn't get a Georgia Tech person.
Oh, no, man. South Carolina's terrible. I wasn't going to drag nobody on here to talk that shit with.
Georgia Tech got a pretty good offense. Their defense is really bad. So I was interested. I reached out to like 3 people, but I didn't get no feedback.
Yeah, we could just do the intro and then depending on when he come in, I could if he's not in by the time we get to FSU, I could go ahead and do the Clemson recap.
Yeah, we'll work around it.
Yeah, I do the Clemson recap and then we get him on.
Who y'all got? NC State, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We showed you how to do it. So.
Yeah, we ain't gonna throw that. We can't throw that bitch around like that though.
What happened?
Nah, I'm just fucking with it. Go ahead.
Y'all tossed around.
Show them how to do it. Y'all ready?
Yes, do it.
Let's do it. Y'all hear all that shit, bro?
Mm-hmm.
You hear that shit?
Oh, it sounds like you got a real live construction crew, like you put erecting a fucking condo
down here all day, dog. they didn't decide to come by my crib until right when nobody record. All right. Here we go. New roll up, new vibes. Kicking it with my guys, the greatest football podcast, college football podcast, streaming in the land. Kicking with my dog Larry Young and CJ. How y'all boys feeling, man? Y'all all right?
Life's all right, man.
Fresh out of the cocktail party?
Yeah, right? Man. Back for the world's biggest cocktail party. Kicked my ass, but I had a good time for 4 hours.
Yeah, tell about your weekend, man. How did that go?
I was kind of back and forth. Yeah, I was kind of back and forth. Hey, mama, on going or not, and because I couldn't get nobody to go with me, even though Jacksonville is only about 2 hours down the road. A lot of people locally in Savannah, they'll just do tailgates around the house. Well, not tailgates, obviously, but they'll just do like backyard barbecues and whatnot. So I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go. I ended up hanging out with my boys having poker night the night before and overindulged some. So I was like, bro, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Then I couldn't get my money back on the room. So I was like, all right, time to soldier up and hit the road. I ended up sliding on down the road eventually. Got into Jacksonville probably right around 3. I finished watching the Canes game, and then I went out to the cocktail party, man, and it was beautiful, man. I pulled up on tailgate I bought a ticket for. Shout out to them people. I don't know their names exactly right now, but they showed a lot of love to the 912. Took care of your boy. Gave me free passes to some other stuff.
Nice.
Got to network a little bit. Got to throw our name out there some. You know, I was out there with a Sean Taylor jersey on, so I stood out a little bit. There was another guy in the Canes jersey, and some good
football, huh?
I mean,
means more. It means more.
I mean, did we see good football? Yeah, we did. Yeah, kind of did. But yeah,
from one of the teams you did.
One team I saw some good football. I pulled up and just had a great time, man. Great vibes. They had DJ out there, a lot of food, a lot of spirits flowing, beautiful women, engaged fan base, man. It was just a good time. It was great to be in the city. I tell anybody that has an opportunity to pull up for that, don't even worry about getting tickets. Just pull up and tailgate, man.
I went 3 years in a row before the pandemic hit, and only went in the game 1 year. And, you know, the other 2 years I chilled out. We had the TJ came 1 year. We threw the tailgate together, and we just vibed out. Got a big screen, but the tailgate's where it's at. I don't like that stadium. I'm not a big watch games in stadium guy anyway. I prefer to watch it on TV because I don't need random people seeing me getting too emotional and shit. And anxiety be different, you know what I'm saying? I can't watch ball by ear.
That's pretty different when your own space, so you can react how you want to, man.
Right. I gotta be able to get mad like I want to. But yeah, one of the greatest tailgate. The best part I had going to one was taking my dad through some of the debauchery. We got ready to do a lap, and you go towards like the interstate or the overpass. That's where it get a little filthy at. We was heading that way, and my mom was following him around the whole day. And we got ready to head that way. I was like, you might want to leave her behind right now, Pop. It's about to walk through some debauchery. If you haven't been to the cocktail party, put that on your bucket list and swing through there. I don't care if you don't like neither team. Show up in the Sean T jersey like Larry on if you want to.
And that's the crazy thing about it. Like I don't care for neither team, obviously. But just hearing about the tailgate and all, the vibes that partakes in. When you say, the world's biggest cocktail party and just the hype all around, I definitely want to get out there. And me being 2 hours from Jacksonville, hell, there's really been no excuse all these years to not get out there. So it's definitely my bucket list. I'm gonna try to make it out there next year for sure. I guess it does depend on the FSU lineup and who we have.
Y'all usually always have a big game that week.
We had Clemson. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, is it a big game though?
Man, watch out, man. That shit was always a big game.
Hey man, come to the cocktail party, bro. I ain't even watched my game.
We thought you was gonna lose in the first place though. Well,
I picked us to win.
That's why you picked. Okay,
he picked them to win.
I picked us to win. But I was like, I could just watch the replay of it. I mean, the game is the game, and I mean,
that's pick though. Miami and Pitt, I understand.
We about to get in big three talk real quick.
Right.
Oh no.
That's exactly how. But yeah, it was definitely a good weekend though, man. Just a great weekend of football, of course, flipping back and forth between the FSU game and the Florida game. Can't complain at all, man.
We just need to do a roll-up.
Yeah, so my neighborhood did our we do. My neighborhood did tailgate, shit, my bad. Our trick-or-treat on Friday, just to make sure nobody had anything planned for the weekend because it was FAMU homecoming. It was real hectic as it is this weekend. We could talk about that at another time. But yeah,
we'll talk about that. We got guests coming on. We're gonna talk about that homecoming, man. It's quite the extravaganza on the socials, man.
Yeah, definitely.
It ain't just eventful in Tallahassee. That should be eventful on social media as well.
Oh yeah.
Shout out my man Post. Post was flexing all weekend. Drip.
Well, polo down, boy, wasn't he?
You seen him?
That boy missed.
Like he robbed Young's road closet.
Right.
Well, I met Post, for us, heftier fellas, Polo take care of a bigger fella,
Yeah, Post said he was
Polo down all the time too.
He said he was gonna step that weekend, and he ain't lie at all.
That's mandatory in a Floridian closet. Is plenty of polo. You can't go wrong with polo. Let's get into the Big Three talk. Big Three talk is brought to you by the great folks at Bennett Auto. About 15 minutes north of the Florida-Georgia state line, the Bennett Auto Group. If you want hassle-free buying experience, you can purchase a car online on the phone, and Bennett Auto will have that vehicle at your front door. 1-800-343-2730. Again, it's 1-800-343-2730. Bennett Auto Group, home of Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Buick.
Big
Got
whips.
you a little bit. Big whoops. Let's get into this big three talk. We got a guest, so CJ, you can kick it off.
All right, you guys, go for RollUp fans. We got Cory Smith with us, editor for Pack Pride, which is a variation of the 247 website for NC State. Cory, how's it going?
Doing good, guys. How are y'all?
Pretty good, man. Can't
Good.
complain.
Man.
How's the weather up there in Raleigh right now?
Cold. It's getting cold, and I'm not a fan of it. So,
Yeah, see, that's why I'm glad this game is in Tallahassee.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. I'm ready to get back down to Florida again. We just went down to Miami 2 weeks ago, so that one didn't go quite as well as I'm sure. I don't know who the Miami fan is here in the mix. There we go. Okay, so
Yeah.
you know.
Well, good for me.
Yeah.
I take it.
Hey, Tyler Van Dyke backed up his words. That's all you can say.
Hey,
And he talked some pretty healthy words prior to that game too. He definitely had to back it up.
You just ran into a mad Cuban, Cory. They doubted him. You just can't deny the heart
Yeah.
of a Miami Cuban, man. He's just gonna fight. What's the spread on this game? If you mind me asking.
Last time I looked, I believe it was I think it was 3 for NC State on this one.
Yeah, last I checked, it was 3 also. Harlan, you got the updated spread?
come on, you degenerate. Any other time, you know all the spreads.
Yeah,
It's
minus
3.
3. All right, that's good. Well, sounds like a good matchup.
Yeah, sounds like y'all getting into y'all bag.
Cory, you guys are coming off, upset loss against Miami, but you guys bounced back against Louisville, ranked number 19, 6-2. I guess coming to the season, do you think the NC State football team will be 6-2, or I guess this good so far in the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think people that knew the football team expected them to be this good. I think a lot of people outside of it kind of saw them maybe taking a step back compared to what they did the previous season just because of the strength of schedule. But, I think the one that everybody thought they were going to slip up against was Clemson. And now, as we know, Clemson hasn't been as good of a football team this year. So, I mean, they're sitting right about where they wanted to be. It's just, I don't think they thought they would still be in the mix this late because they thought, Clemson would be running the table. And that's kind of the dynamic that's changed now in the Atlantic.
Right. Speaking of, Clemson, everyone had DJ as being the best quarterback in the conference by far. Kind of Sam Howell. Well, I guess you could say him and Sam Howell battling for number 1. But the 2 best quarterbacks in the conference so far has been Pickett at Pitt, who's been getting all the hype. But Leary is having a really pretty, well, not a really pretty, but a great season so far as it is. So those are 2 quarterbacks we have coming up to the ACC at this point in time. But he hasn't really gotten the hype that others have gotten. But he's had an amazing season. 21 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. You talk about his development, because I didn't see that coming at all from Leary this fast.
Yeah, I think he was kind of an unknown coming into the season because, you look at the last 2 years, obviously 2 years ago, 2019 was just a terrible season for NC State in general. Multiple injuries. They couldn't figure out their quarterback situation. They went through 2 guys before they stuck with Leary, and they said, all right, this is going to be our guy.
What was that guy before Leary? I forgot his name.
Well, it was first Matt McKay.
Then there was another guy right after that.
And then, I'm blanking here.
Yeah, I can't remember that guy's name.
You know his damn name.
It starts with an H, Hawkman or something like that. Bailey Hawkman. That guy.
Double H.
But you know what? I will say this. For as much grief as NC State and Florida State fans give Bailey Hawkman, what he did last season was remarkable. Coming in, the team wouldn't have finished 8-3 in the regular season if it wasn't for Bailey Hawkman. Just being a decent quarterback. I mean, that's all they really needed was somebody to come in with experience, and he played well. They finished, 8-3 on the regular season. 3 of the wins were with Devin Leary starting. But getting back to what I was saying about Devin Leary, what he's done this season so far has just been a very stable quarterback. I mean, you hate to throw around the word like, field general or anything along those lines, but he's been that dude for them. I mean, he's been really, really good in terms of, his deep ball touch. He's thrown for, here's another fun stat, is he's thrown for multiple touchdowns and no interceptions in his last 6 games. So in 3 of those games, he threw 4 touchdowns, 1 against Clemson, last week against Louisville. So, he's put up some really good stats. It's just, now at this point, the question mark is can the running game get going? And against an FSU team that allows a lot of rushing yards, that's kind of where they probably need to attack early before they get the passing game going.
And that's probably my biggest concern because a lot of quarterbacks been having, well, I guess you could say running backs also, but quarterbacks particularly been having success early in the season, rather throwing the ball against FSU. And Leary, of course, has put up pretty gaudy numbers. To throw 4 touchdowns against Clemson is pretty impressive. But that's my biggest concern, I guess, is you guys' passing game versus our pass rush and Jermaine Johnson and Kier Thomas and things like that. How do you feel like you guys' offensive line match up with the pass rush at FSU?
Well, the guy on the outside, the left tackle that's going to be going against Jermaine Johnson is
probably one of the best left tackles in the country.
Yeah, I mean, he was called during the offseason. Like this is just a direct quote from a source in The Athletic. He said, he's one of the nastiest tackles in the entire country, not just the ACC. He was kind of tabbed as a guy to be an early round draft pick early in the season before they got started. And his name is Akim Ekwonu. He is now being tabbed as a first round pick, guy that's the number one tackle in the country by Pro Football Focus. So he's seen as one of the better ones. It's the rest of the offensive line that they've got to figure out. They've got a guy in Bryson Spees at right tackle that's been playing well so far this season, but the guard situation is a little up in the air. They had a guy named Chandler Zavala that was playing at left guard for them for most of the season. He's been injured for the last 2 games, and the running game is kind of falling apart now at this point. So they've got to figure that back out. And that's, the pass rush is one thing, but they've got to be able to figure out stuff to be able to get the running game going. So.
And on the flip end, you got FSU's offense, who kind of hit his stride with Jordan Travis a little bit in regards to figuring out what they want to do offensively, things of that nature. Hit a stumble against Clemson. I feel like that was the best front four that they'll play all year, probably the most athletic front four, even though they're still hurt overall. But how do you feel like the NC State defense stacks up against FSU offense?
Well, I'm just going by past history here, but the last game they played was against Louisville. And I think, when it comes to dual threat quarterbacks, obviously Sam Howell is up there because he's been rushing a lot this year. He's actually, I think, number 3 in
the country. Yeah, I think he's one of the best runners in the country.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, he's been playing really well. But when it comes to, dual threat guys that you're looking to run more often, we're looking at Jordan Travis, looking at Malik Cunningham. And, those 2 guys, what NC State just did this past weekend against Malik Cunningham, they used a guy in Drake Thomas across the middle to spy him throughout the entire game. Drake Thomas finished with 15 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks in that game. And I believe, if I remember correctly, 6 of his tackles were at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage. So all he was doing all night was just making sure that Malik Cunningham was not able to run. Most of the runs that he had this past week were on breakdowns and plays. So it wasn't a design run. If it was a design run, Drake Thomas or Levi Jones, another guy that FSU and even Florida fans might remember from back in the day. Levi Jones was one of the top recruits for them. He ended up going to USC.
Transferred over.
Right.
Yep. Remember that linebacker? Who was in that?
I didn't know he was at NC State.
Yeah, those two have been responsible. And actually, past week, according to Pro Football Focus, they were graded as the 2 best pass rushing players in the ACC this past week, based on what they were able to do against Malik Cunningham. So that's where they're going to have to, really be able to, limit Jordan Travis again this weekend. So it's another difficult task.
Yeah, so it sounded like it's not a good matchup for FSU. How you're talking?
Well, here's the thing. And this is exactly what we were talking about going into the Miami game. Hey, Miami is one of the worst tackling teams in the country. NC State runs the ball well. Their 2 running backs break a ton of tackles. Well, if you can't do it on game day, then it doesn't matter. I mean, they were able to do it against Louisville. They were able to do it against Boston College. They were able to do it against Clemson. But for whatever reason on the road, they've struggled at times this season. So that's the big thing for NC State is you got to be able to back up what you do well when you show up in these types of games. And, going against an FSU team that, while they haven't been able to put it all together on a consistent basis, they have a ton of athleticism. So for NC State, they have to be able to hit the deep ball to be able to open up the offense. If they're not able to do that, teams with great athleticism are going to load the box up on them and try to limit what they do. So if they're not able to spread the ball around and be able to move it downfield, they're going to get stopped on consistent basis, which is exactly what happened against Miami.
Speaking of Miami, how pissed off at home were NC State fans with Chris Durden in that game?
Oh, with Corey Durden?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Corey. Yeah.
You're good. No, I mean, honestly, I think some NC State fans are pissed off about it. They also, and this is no slight to Miami, but I also think the refs might have missed something there. If you go back and watch that play and you watch the snap, the ball is moved by the center. So, obviously you've got to listen for the call before you jump, but there was a snap infraction beforehand. But yes, Corey Durden even said this past week, he said he made a lot of mistakes in that Miami game. He learned from them. He went back on the field last week during practice and played one of his better games this past week against Louisville. He actually had the most snaps among defensive linemen this past weekend against Louisville, and that was the first time he's led the team in snaps at defensive line, if that gives you any idea of how much trust they still have in him.
How motivated is Corey Durden for this weekend versus Florida State?
He's not showing his cards. We actually just talked to him earlier today, and we kind of pressed him on it over and over again. Like, hey man, how excited are you for this one? Like, how weird is it going to be being in the visitors' locker room? He's like, I'm on this team. I'm not concerned about that. Like, most of the dudes that I talked to when I was at FSU, they're not on the team anymore. They're either in the pros or they left the team. I mean, because there was a lot of them. So
yeah, there's a lot of turnover.
Yeah,
they got out of there. That house was on fire, so they, you can't blame them guys. You feel me?
Yeah, but so I mean,
Corey Durden only gets out of character when he plays Miami. That's all.
So him and Cyrus Fagan were, kind of two dudes that wanted to be able to play in this game. Cyrus Fagan obviously got hurt in the second game. He played extremely well in that first game and was playing well in the second game. He was a guy that they expected to be kind of in the rotation, not, similar to what he was at FSU, and he played extremely well in the first game. So, it'll be interesting to see if he ends up coming back for next year too and has another shot at FSU at home next year.
Yeah, I definitely pull for Cyrus, man. It's a crazy story. Because I literally seen Cyrus grow from a kid to what he is now because he's from Daytona. His father I played football for Bethune-Cookman. His father was the director of our football operations, and he hung around the facility literally all the time. Snotty-nosed kid, wanted to hang around, play on the football field, this, that, and nothing. To see him go from a little 8-year-old to a 4-star recruit, this, that, and others, it was real cool to see. So I want to definitely still, root for Cyrus through that situation. Hope he and then even at Florida State, it was nothing really bad about him at Florida State. Just didn't get it done on the field for whatever reasons. But he was always still a good teammate, that type of deal. So definitely rooting for Cyrus moving forward. So hopefully he can get that extra year and put it all together for him.
Yeah, you'll definitely see him as a hype man on Saturday. He does that before every single game, so it's not special to FSU or anything like that. But man, he is up and down the sidelines before the game and throughout the game, just trying to hype people up. So
you think they let him travel down for this game?
I mean, he was there for the Miami game, and he was there for the BC game. So I'm going to assume they'll still take him with him. I mean, when you're providing that much energy, I mean.
Yeah, right. Got to play your part. All right, Corey. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Give me your score prediction for this game.
Well, we were talking about it earlier today. Actually, I had another guy, Josh Newberg, on our podcast earlier today, talking to him about this game, and one of the things that he said, about FSU.
Yeah, you know that guy.
Yeah. He was saying that he saw it as 28-23. I said I see it as 27-21. I think NC State does end up pulling it out, and I think for NC State, it's really just about finding the offense that they didn't find as often against Miami. They got some confidence this past weekend at Louisville, and they're in the fourth quarter, really. I mean, they threw 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to be able to pull that one out. So I think they're going to lean a little more heavily on the passing game and try to beat Florida State over the top and then be able to open up the running game. And that defense has just played really well over the last couple of weeks. And I think they have, not say you have a full blueprint on Jordan Travis, but you have a little more film on how to limit him from what Clemson did this past weekend. Obviously, you have to have the athleticism that Clemson did, but they feel pretty good about their linebackers that are still in there to be able to limit him getting to the second level at the very least.
I guess I'll do my score prediction. I got it 31-17. 24 NC State. I do like, in general, the football Florida State's been playing lately. I do think they're an improved program. I honestly think that they probably should have pulled off that Clemson win. But
Yeah,
NC
man,
State,
fucked by the refs.
but yeah, they'll do that to you. But NC State, I think, has a much more potent offense. We recently played them, so I know that quarterback was a very, just a cool player out there, calm, collected, never seen rattled by any moment. And so I think it'll be a competitive game. Yeah, I'll stick to that score though. I think NC State pulls it off by, a few points. I think they beat the spread. If you listen to me, take NC State in the -2.5 or 3 or whatever it is, man.
Yeah, I think the game comes down to them being able to if they keep Malik Cunningham in the pocket. I think they could do it to Travis as well. I think that could really cripple Florida State's offense if they keep Travis in the pocket. I'm gonna go 24-21 NC State.
All right, so yeah, for those exact reasons, I feel like I didn't even know they had Levi Jones. That really blew my mind.
That's a crazy quarterback spot at NC State, right?
Right, that's crazy.
I mean, and here to let you know how loaded the linebacker core was at the beginning of the season, he was like the 5th man in the rotation. So, I mean, they had Peyton Wilson that was projected to be, potential ACC player of the year, and then Isaiah Moore that, as you guys might know, left the Miami game in the second quarter. He was kind of seen as like the midseason ACC defensive player of the year. So they've had to kind of reshuffle a lot of things, but Levi Jones has really stepped up as a pass rusher, especially.
So I'm banking on you guys, like I said, to struggle a little bit at home. I feel like we gotta, even though that's kind of going into the teeth of the defense, we still got to try to establish the run and get into some manageable downs on second and third. Don't get behind the sticks with many false starts like we did in Clemson, which kind of hurt us a lot in that second half with 1st and 15 and 1st and 20s due to holding call, anything like that. So if we play ahead of the sticks, get a little bit more momentum with the crowd going, and have the defense continue to improve, I feel like we could pull it out 27-24. We're going with the upset, baby.
Pretty close to what I said, just a little bit opposite. So
yeah, let's ruin Cory during his homecoming. Yeah, Cory. It was real great to have you on. Can you tell the fans where we can find you at?
Yes, sir. So if you want to find me on Twitter, it's at @Cory Smith, just like Cory Durden. There's no E. And then if you want to find us online as a website, it's packpride.com or @packpride on Twitter.
Hey man, from one Cory to another one, bro. You all right?
Yes, sir. I
appreciate you coming on, Cory. We got to have you on back pretty soon.
Yes, sir. All right, guys.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, man. Peace up. A-Town down.
Peace up. A-Town down.
All right, let's see.
We still got to talk about. We got to talk about the Clemson game a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At least a tad bit before we move forward.
No, I'm gonna touch back on Clemson. So yeah, Harlan, we could basically just I guess if it's room for the edit, just put this Clemson piece in first and then follow the NC State, or how you guys want to do it?
Just do Clemson first. Yeah. We can just keep it rolling. I don't care. It's up to y'all, but like technically, you want to do the review first.
Yeah.
So like you just chop.
Yeah. Right, and then we'll look ahead. Yeah, that's how we normally do it.
Right.
We review the last week, and then we'll look ahead to the next one. So,
all right. So I'll start in a second. All right, just to touch back on the Clemson game. As you guys know, we lost. FSU lost 24-20. Even though the score does say 30-20 that last touchdown, I don't count that BS at all, man. We already know that was just some fluke last play shit.
You what? What you say?
That last touchdown, you seen him play the that last touchdown. Basically, we had 0 seconds on the clock, and we were doing the bullshit on laterals, trying to make something out of nothing. They scooped up and scored.
Okay.
Yeah, that type of deal.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, defensive touchdown on the last play of the game. But yeah, just looking back at that game, it's not things that I'm too displeased with. Just to the fact that I feel like Clemson just really outmanned us up front. Like I really think that's what they won the game at. Their defensive line just was better than the offensive line, which we knew coming into the season. Clemson has one of the, even though they had a lot of injuries up front, but Talent-wise, Clemson has top 5 talent, top 3 talent, I would say, on the defensive line. It is one of those programs that keep that keep really good defensive linemen, and Brent Venables is really good with the run game. So we just played into their strength. And there was a couple things I felt was open at times. We just didn't hit on, whether it was some running lanes on the running attempt, or Jordan making passes downfield. For instance, the one pass he missed Keyshawn Hilton on by like an inch for like a touchdown, a 50-yard touchdown. Just things like that. So offensively, as far as the play call and just the scheme wise, I don't have any issue with the scheme that we came in with offensively. My only issue is just the penalties we had. As you guys know, the second half, we got behind the sticks way too much. 1st and 15 on false starts. And you do that against Venables, man, he's licking his chops. That's playing right into what he wants to do as a defense. He gets to bring any type of pressure he wants due to us being behind the sticks. And also, what really killed me is the hidden yardage we lost on punt returns. You got to feel the punt, man. As you guys know, Trayshawn Ward was our punt returner, and he didn't feel not one punt on Saturday. And
he took the day off.
Yeah, he definitely took the day off, man. He didn't feel not one punt, man. He literally watched every punt bounce. And
PTO.
And I'm going to say probably about 45 yards of excess yards in regards to, the hidden yardage. So you take that 45 yards, man, that can literally flip the damn field. So
why is he not catching? Is he like lining up too deep?
Bro, this was his first damn game as a punt returner. We tried so many punt returners, bro. We just can't figure it out.
Butterflies, that's all.
I don't know what it was, man. I told you that shit different when it's a live game, man. You catch that jump machine all day. You catch them practice punts when you got 80,000 looking at you, and then 11 coming down and knock your teeth out, man. That's a different score.
Yeah, when they running down that field with bad intentions, it's different in practice.
Oh yeah. We I can relate because we've been having that same issue. We were having the same situation at punt return. A lot of guys, it just feels like they don't understand the situation. And when you're dealing with punt return, situation is everything. Right. Situation and field position is absolutely everything in that moment. Right. You need to know where your feet are.
Yeah, it's all about
right.
It has to be perfect. It is.
Yeah, I'm not judging.
No, fielding the punt is probably one of the hard individual jobs. That's probably one of the hardest individual jobs in football because, as you know, you got to judge. You got to just off experience. You have to when you're punting the ball, you got to judge off how they kick the ball, and also you got to judge the wind and where the ball could be going in the air and things like that. On top of that, you're judging the space you have with the punt team coming at you. If you can return it, fair catch it, this, that, another. Oh, yeah. And also you got to think about the field position. I'm on a 10. No, it's a whole lot of stuff.
It's a lot to process. It is a lot to process, man.
It's not an easy job, but at the same time, you got to do it though.
Yeah. You at least got to understand the situation. And
that's why I would say, like on no cap, the most important part is what? It's fielding it.
Sketch. Yeah, that's A1. That's A1. I feel you though, because like I said, we having the same issues. I think with these guys, we keep rotating in some different people. We've been sticking with Jacoby George lately, but again, it's just understanding where you are and what you should do in that moment. You know, it's a lot to process. Really
My punt return is like 6'10". Look like it's Kevin Durant running the floor, man. Like Xavier Henderson just don't need to be returning kicks, bro. It don't look right.
I don't want my punt return over 6 foot.
Right, I don't want Calvin Johnson back there returning my punt.
Nah, bro, don't look. Something not don't look right, man.
I'm a Moss guy. Give me Sonoris, I'm sorry, or Santana. Yeah,
right, those type of guys.
Yeah, give me a little dude back there, shifty. Anyway, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so we lost probably about 40 yards, 40 to 45. I'm gonna say between 30 and 45 yards, and just hitting yardage of letting the ball just bounce. Defensively, man, I really don't have too much complaints. We started a little bit slow on defense. I feel like the second half was when we picked it up. Clemson scored 17 points in the second half. They haven't done it against anybody all year, but they only scored 7 points in the second half. We got to get off to a quicker start, man, because our offense, our offense isn't really predicated to come from behind. Our offense is maintained in regards to hold on to the lead due to running the game. So if we could come up with a little bit quicker start, just be more sound in our gaps. I feel like on a couple plays we just got lazy in our technique, and once we got lazy in our technique, that's when Clemson gassed us for a run here and a run there that resulted in those 17 points in the first half. Of course, we all know, man, that and shout out to Jermaine Johnson for coming through with the play of the game. I feel like, man, just a huge momentum swing for us. 20-17 lead in Death Valley. 7 minutes left, and how they've been how the offense was playing that second half. You feel like that play was the game winner or whatnot. And then right off the bat, you start the drive after the touchdown. We get a 15-yard penalty for the celebration just because this man is throwing the ball up in the air. And this is his first defensive touchdown, period. I mean, this pure excitement. It wasn't pointed towards anybody, anything like that, man. Just throwing the ball in the air.
That was atrocious, man.
Yeah.
It was not over the top. It wasn't like he didn't do, for those who may not have seen it, he didn't do like the cock back quarterback throw into the crowd.
Right, into
it
the
was
crowd,
like the spin
like
up. Yeah, it was like the spin straight up in the air. Like he was just like, whoa, And listen, man, you got to allow moments of emotion,
exactly,
and humanity. It's an adrenaline.
These fools are not robots out there,
right? Yeah, it's an adrenaline pump game. These guys are out here running on high emotions, playing one of their toughest, it's in their division opponents, an opportunity to win against a team that's been super dominant. Yeah. And it wasn't about celebrating in Clemson's face. It was just celebrating the moment. And I hate that gets lost in these celebration rules that they have now. I get where you don't want things to get ramped up and get too chippy when guys are just kind of being a little too in the face of each other. But when a guy's just enjoying a moment of excellence in football, how often do you get those moments?
Exactly.
He should have that moment.
A strip fumble sack for a return for a touchdown.
Right. Like, come on, man. Let him have that. Let's it's not in poor sportsmanship. It's not a way that should really, it's not intended to charge up the other team and get them mad. It's to just celebrate a moment. I hope someday soon we get to revisit some of these infractions and maybe review how they're going to, how they're going to dish out punishment on that, because that wasn't cool at all.
Yeah, man, it was egregious. I feel like that definitely should be revisited when they have the ACC meetings in the spring and things of that nature. But yeah, as a ref, you got to read the room, man. I feel like that he definitely dropped the ball in that situation, and then that's just adding 15 yards in regards to that's different though, Andre. Andre just chimed in and said Clemson blew by 3 field goals. That's just players making mistakes on the field.
Yeah, that's his job.
Right, that's his job.
The player don't do his job.
That's different story.
I don't want the refs to have nothing to do with it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's totally different. But yeah, so going back to what I was saying about that just split the field. So if you fair catch the ball, say for instance, which they did it, but if you fair catch the ball, you get the ball on 25. Add another 15 to that, they're starting to drive on the 40. So they already start off that drive in great field position due to that flag. And then a couple plays later on third down, they bail them out with a pass interference. That was a felon pass interference call. And then, of course, we had the talk about the on No Cap Sunday about the late hit out of bounds, quote unquote, which they were in bounds. We see DJ, both his feet were in bounds. Made the hit, and just on the flip end, we seen that same Jordan Travis made that same play against Syracuse, where the Syracuse player thought he was going out of bounds, and Jordan Travis hit the sideline and toe tap for another 30 yards down the field. So I understand DJ Lundy completely, taking this shot and making sure he's out of bounds, because if you have 2 feet sitting in bounds before I launch off the ground in regards to making the attempt to tackle, you can't call that. And the ref was right there, and I feel like it was just it was on Clemson's sideline also, so I feel like it was more so an emotional call due to the reaction that the bench had. So, but you add those that's 45 yards of free offense to a team that's already struggling offense as it is, and I feel like we kind of gave them the game in regards to that. I like I said, Clemson offense was struggling. We know there's a struggling offense as it is, but that entire second half, they only scored 7 points, and they weren't getting any type of momentum at all within that fourth quarter. So I feel like that was the game-winning play that Jermaine Johnson made. But just unfortunately, just some bad calls down the stretch that made things a lot easier for Clemson.
Yeah, it's
always... I seen the clip of that. It looked like a clean play, but that's a tough call for the refs, especially on that sideline. He gonna definitely, like you said, react to them emotions. What you about to say, Larry? Yeah?
No. Again, everyone doesn't subscribe to our Patreon, so they don't get to catch the No Cap show. But I mentioned that on there when I was going down to watch go down to Jacksonville, I was listening to our game, and it was a Pittsburgh broadcast. I couldn't find a Miami one, and it is very enlightening to see how people view the game, because if you heard it from my perspective, Miami was getting all the calls, and then later on, I got a word from Miami fans. Nah, bro, we didn't get a bunch of calls too. And I rewatched the game, or I actually watched the game yesterday. I didn't have a chance to watch it previous to that, and we didn't get a lot of calls. So it's funny to hear fans deal with this, because I've had so many Miami fans try to tell me, oh, they hate us. I'd be like, bro, let me tell you something. These people are just god awful at their jobs. That's just what it is. And I know it feel that way when you wrapped up in the game and in the moment. And it's just, I'm like, but bro, that's just not good. It's not even remember our famous return against Duke.
I do think there's a thing where like program reputation comes into a play. Like they only humans, right?
Yeah. I'm not saying that it's none of that, but and I absolutely agree. I definitely think the top programs definitely get more. Yeah, there's a little more bias that way. I won't erase that. But then to just think that Miami, a middling program at best right now, but they just hate us that much.
I don't know if they like purposely do it, but if you got a reputation of being bad boys, you know what I'm saying, that type of energy, they looking to throw.
Well, they too old in, because we ain't been bad boys in a long time.
But that's still the reputation of Miami, like regardless,
stigma, right?
Like,
and it's so ridiculous at this point. Right. It's so ridiculous.
But that could be a thing. I'm not saying it is, but that could be a thing easily. Like reputation of programs doesn't matter.
But I got to hear both sides of it, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like, how come they think they ain't getting no calls? And then I watched the game. They had some bias, and then I watched it and said, yeah, we also had some bias too. There's definitely, when you're like, say Alabama, say the Patriots, there's going to be calls that are going to go lean your way more. Same with Clemson. Even though they're down this year, their reputation is going to get you a few more calls. Right. Just like Michael Jordan got superstar calls, LeBron gets superstar calls. That's just the nature of the beast. But I just think a lot of guys just ain't that good at it.
Yeah, the ACC, they've been atrocious as a whole. But you're right. I think it is some bias with those teams, but you throw some of that bias in with just bad officiating, and that should snowball.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
I'm glad Norvell got his ass whooped, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Y'all was on nice look. Y'all had some good energy going over there. Y'all need to come back to earth, baby.
Yeah, real talk. That'd have been the 4 games and the win against Clemson. And ended all that talking
greasy.
Oh yeah, that should have been crazy.
Y'all have been talking greasy on these R&B records if y'all would beat Clemson, bro. I was getting my ass whooped like, boy, I need Clemson for this shit. Oh, it's gonna be a long goddamn no cap. So
truth be told, that's why I got so destroyed, because I knew my enemies were beneath me today. That day there, bro, I was like, oh, all is well.
Exactly. We gotta take those victories how we can.
All is well. I said, oh, I'm good, man. I ain't even really fuss on no cap. I was good.
Who going next? You going next, Larry?
I can, sure. Let's see. So Miami, we faced off against Pitt at Pitt. Good game, a game that went pretty close to how I expected it to go. I can't remember my exact point prediction. I think I had us by like 6. There was a few more points in that game than I had initially expected. But it did go the way I anticipated, in the sense that if we were going to win, we would have to get off really fast. Miami jumped out the gate really fast on that team. A little trickery there, here and there. Little flea flicker to Will Mallory that ended up, being a wide open play. Royo scored early. We jumped out on them a little early, 21-10. Then we were able to maintain a decent lead against Pitt for most of that game. The second half turned out to be a tad bit different. They began to fight back, get right back into the game. Kenny Pickett, we talked about a little bit on No Cap, and I didn't get to actually see the game, and I haven't seen a Pitt game this year. So I didn't want to, I statistically, obviously, he was a guy that you had to say was good. Shout out Kwame. Kwame said he was great. And I was like, I don't know if I'm jumping off the great ledge, Kwame. And even after watching it, I still don't necessarily want to say that. But I will say he's good. The guy, he moves well in the pocket. He can escape fairly well. I don't necessarily think he throws from a ton of different platforms, but he sees the field well and he gets rid of the ball when he needs to, in order to keep drives alive. So, just watching that particular guy go to work out there, he did his thing, ended up with 500 yards against us, which is just like, eesh.
I think they said it was a Miami record.
Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah, I believe it was an actual Miami record.
But at the same time, they didn't run for shit though, did they?
No, they ran for about 60. I want to say 68. Yep. Yeah, 519 in the air, 68 on the ground.
They had to power up on them boys.
Who did?
Y'all gave them 600 yards of offense though.
Just under. Yeah.
I was out there hooping a little bit.
Man.
I mean, man, and you got to criticize it. Don't get me wrong.
Beat the shit out of that basketball school.
Don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't do that, man. That's not fair. It was the best team on our side, even though they did lose to Western Michigan.
And when he said that shit did like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah, how? But you know
what the hell?
It's funny because it was the same formula for us. Manny, in his words, wanted to make them one-dimensional in that sense, where they didn't rush well against Western Michigan at all either. So he kind of took some of that blueprint. So it looks really bad on paper. I still don't like it. Don't get me wrong. I don't want no quarterback sitting back and tossing it around for 500. You take your W because, hey, you don't ever give back, wins. But it did work in the other team, and we kind of won in a similar fashion. I think Western Michigan won by 3. We ended up winning, by 4. So very similar formula to get it done. But we had our struggles absolutely in that game. 4 for 12 on third downs, which has continued to be an issue for us offensively. And on the flip side of the coin, we allow 6 for 14 on third downs. So it's just been, that third down again has been, that monkey on our back that we just haven't quite been able to shake. Penalties were still a little bit higher than I would have liked to see. 8 for 72 yards, but we did have some bright spots. We did pick it off twice. He had previously only been picked off once, and we did get to him and sack him 4 times.
You just been his biggest supporter. Like, you just been texting about him all weekend. You hyped him on no cap. That's your man's, bro.
I didn't in no cap. I just said he was good. Then I watched the game. That's why I hit the chat to be like, I don't know, bro. This kid look nice, man. Like, I know we're not a top. Great. I'm not. Yeah, like I said, Kwame said great. I wasn't going
Kwame.
great.
That was Kwame. One of them.
Yeah, Kwame said great. I didn't go great. I said good. So I watched it and I was like, I'm not gonna go great, but good. He is, honestly. I think he's a good quarterback. Not that this is a particular dominant defense.
Oh.
When you look around the country, though, how many teams really are? They were supposed to.
Many defenses ranked like 47 right now.
Right. So that's the top third, and that ain't, and you saw what happened. Defense in college right now that's why Georgia is being so dominant, because there's nobody really breathing the same air as them right now. They're able to step. Even Bama, for what they've been known, isn't up to par. So
yeah, they give up a lot of yards too.
Yeah, like I said, Pitt was I think they were top 40 before we played them as well. So
that's gonna be an interesting game, Alabama and Georgia. That's gonna be an interesting game, bro.
Nah, it is. That's gonna be a game.
I can't wait to get there. We'll get there in the top 25 talk. But
yeah, for sure.
So we did have those struggles, but again, the bright spots would be my boy Tyler Van Dimes. Shout out to the Orange Bowl boys. I heard that on there. I was like, oh, that's it right there, baby. I liked it.
That's gonna be a good little flip.
Oh, he already marketed it. He got the hoodies out and all. I don't know if he put Van Dam.
He should though. He should. Yeah, definitely.
He should run with that one.
No doubt.
He had a great game. 32 for 42, 426, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. You had something to say, sir?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to chime in. Roos had a nice game. 17 for 80 with 2 touchdowns. And Rambo and Restrepo both had 7. Rambo had 101. Restrepo had 89. So good production out of those guys. And I believe Rambo was named to the Biletnikoff watch list after this week. He's been a very consistent guy for us. I have to give it up to him, especially for a guy that transferred out of Oklahoma. And it was actually a few questions about him with drops. He's come in, and I only remember 1 drop so far, which was actually in this game. Which, if he would have made that catch, Tyler Van Dyke would have had the freshman record. I think he would have beat Gino Torretta. So, he has come in, solidified that wide receiver room. We definitely needed some help there. Came in, played a great game. Defensively, James Williams had a great game, 6 tackles, an interception. He was the ACC defensive back of the week. Tyreek did well. He only ended up with 1 tackle and 1 interception, but he did a good job just locking his side down. He played a great game. Key interception as well.
I never thought he was an actual corner, but he's been playing corner for y'all.
There's still people that say his future is at safety.
That's what I thought too. I think Georgia was using him pretty good because he was playing by safety. They also using it like a nickel area too and blitzed him a lot. But I mean, hey, whatever fits.
Bigger guy. Yeah, I mean, he has Tyreek is a guy with a great
he's a football player.
Right. So he's gonna have some versatility. And then he'll get to the next level.
Think about those bigger DBs like him, man. They just it's hard for them guys to stay slim. I know Quincy was struggling with that as well. Yeah, it's hard for them guys to stay slim in the league and stay fluid. He's naturally a big ass kid. Right. It might just be better suited for him just to play safety.
Possibly. Yeah. I know when he came to us, he ended up dropping.
And I think that's better for him anyway. I don't think he's need to be on no island nowhere.
Yeah, and I haven't heard anybody kind of say contrary to that, so I'm inclined to go with that as well. He did drop about, I think when he came to us, he dropped about 12 pounds. So he seems a little determined to try to stay out there.
So about 215 now? Drop about 12 pounds, about 215?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe. Yeah, something
linebackers 180.
Right.
Keontre, he's a dog, 180 dog. Hey, somebody got to do it. I take Keontre out there. He gonna fight. He had a good game. It's interesting. We spoke on him a little bit. All in all, his year's been a little bit up and down. So I'm kind of hoping we can convince him to come back and improve his stock, because a lot of the hype for Tyreek was that he was kind of just coming through for the year and he'd be out of here after 1 year. We'll see. I think he's been a little bit up and down. If he can get a little more consistent, I think he'll boost his stock. So it might not be a bad idea. I'd love to have him back because obviously we still need help in the secondary. I mean, Kenny Pick is good, but our secondary isn't good, outside of Tyreek at corner. So that being that, let's see. Yeah, that pretty much recaps that game. Nothing too much more out of that. Like I said, we were able to get to Pickett a few times. We're missing that elite pass rusher in the sense that this was our second highest pressures game since Alabama. I forget the number. I had the PFF stuff up, but somebody called me and broke it up on my phone, so I don't have it off top. But we're getting pressure, and we're still leading the nation. Not leading the nation, but in the top half of the nation as far as tackles for loss. We're just missing that elite guy that gets the sacks. So we need somebody to step up and actually, when you get back there, go ahead and bring guys down. But we've played really good quarterbacks this year as well, as far as like PFF rankings go. Oddly enough, the worst one we played this year was Sam Howell. He has been out of the top tier QBs we played, not including obviously Central Connecticut, whatever that school was. Not including them.
But no, y'all definitely have been playing some pretty good quarterbacks.
Played some good QBs this year, yeah. Yeah, we played some good ones. So I mean, it's gonna make it hard in a league that's no longer focused around defense. So yeah, that'll recap that. You guys want to get into a little bit the article that was floating around? I saw a lot of celebrating from CJ
Yeah, Manny.
They
about to get my dog the extendo.
like a kid in Candy store.
What? Y'all gotta watch the video.
My whole eyes lit up.
That was like article. What article?
Right. What the hell are you talking about?
Nah, I didn't know if it was an article about Manny about getting this extension or the headphone shit. The headset shit. So
okay, we touched on that real quick.
That's the reason y'all 2-0, man. Y'all been cheating with the headphones now, man. That's the reason y'all won them games.
Hey, man,
slick. Whatever it takes.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Y'all.
Right.
So real quick, we did get busted.
Manny was thinking about that shit in North Carolina. That's exactly what he was thinking about when he was in that stadium by himself.
I gotta give me some
headsets. He probably saw Mac them was counting.
Yeah.
I see what they doing.
Hell no.
Right.
So that did happen to us, and I think they reduced us by 20% communication for this week. That's not volume, that's headsets that goes out. So we can't use a few headsets. So hopefully that don't show up against, a tough Georgia Tech opponent.
So how you feel about the Manny Diaz vote of confidence from the administrative and folks at Miami?
Well, okay, so shout out to the other Manny.
Want to get him fired? Watch. That's gonna be the game, bro. That's gonna be the game.
He ain't going. He's safe. I'm telling you.
Okay, I'll tell you.
He ran over the catcher.
It's a short article actually, so I'll get into it. So I'll give him a shout out all the times. My guy, I gotta get Manny on here. I like that dude. He's like a villain to a lot of people, but I like him. Manny
Manny a troll. He'll troll back. He'll talk. He'll respond to some shit.
Manny sat down, with some sources from around the program, some real actual influencers around the program, and they spoke.
Ed Reed?
No, not Ed. Well, I don't know. Maybe Ed. I don't know. I don't know his sources.
It was Ed. I'm gonna say it was Ed.
It was just Ed. He actually, supposedly spoke to several sources around the program.
I'm joking. I don't want Till to go put this shit in Ed Reed.
No. Hey, Ed. I heard. But no. So he got to sit down, have some face-to-face with a few people from the Board of Trustees and get a little idea what's going on. So a lot of people that didn't get to read the article had assumed that what was said was that Manny was coming back. That wasn't the tone of the article. I have a subscription to The Athletic, so I read it and checked it out. Essentially, what was said is the people on the Board of Trustees, your administration, kind of are a little sick of the narrative that they don't care. So they've decided to make a shift in how they're going to attack athletics from henceforth. Previously under Donna Shalala, her basic idea was athletics will take care of athletics. They're not dumping any money that comes from other portions of the school into athletics. So remember last time I spoke on how their people had misread the money and thought we had more money than we did. Well, turns out we do have more money. It was a little bit of misinterpretation of funds. So we're looking at more like what the athletic department was bringing in. The medical school is bringing in a shit ton of money. Well, under previous regime, you don't touch that money. That stays over there. However, they have decided to shift those funds into supporting the athletic side of things.
Buy more cleats.
No, they're planning on. I think the next improvement is to be the locker rooms.
Not 50. It's not.
We don't pay for cleats. Yeah, we'll pay for cleats. Hey, they say them people made $400 million over there at that medical school, bro. So there's some money being made over there. And Julio's got a little egg on his face. Shout out to Kurt. Kurt helped turn the pressure up. And also beyond that, there's been rumblings about they're upset with the law school. The law school bar efficiency as far as Miami grads passing the bar has dipped under his regime. So he felt a little heat to him from that, and then you turn around and Kirk is
he got more heat than Manny, huh?
Kind of, yeah, from some different sources. So yeah, he ended up catching hell, and he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta change something." So Kirk's dumping on me. You have other people around the program dumping on me because, hey, our law school is falling down, and we can't have that. Like, part of we discussed before, if you want to be a prestigious educational institution, it's important that you keep these certain measures as high as you possibly can. So with that combo of them both, there's been a decision to shift things around. As far as Manny goes, as far as finances goes, as far as Manny goes himself, the focus is, and I spoke on it before, I'm not crazy about this concept, but from my understanding, the focus is to retain what we have because we do really need to upgrade in DBs. So they want to kind of keep the young class together and the team.
What, the class y'all got right now?
Right. And not just that, because remember, we've all said it. You also got to recruit your roster.
Yeah, that's true too.
And the roster is still playing for Manny. So they just don't want to lose the young talent we have, your James Williams, your Leonard Taylor. Because remember, we spoke earlier, it was rumbling about Leonard going to Florida, which, thank God, that got, whew, yeah, that boy he ain't nothing to play with. He's only going to get a lot better. That's it, point blank, period.
Yeah, so, that was my take too. Like, I mean, everybody got to police these situations like that. Even with ADs, with making these hires, like you got certain players at certain positions you think you can make a run with. Them players don't owe you nothing. They can bounce and don't have to wait for your next hire. So it ain't the same. Oh, they just fire your coach nowadays.
Right. It does change the climate. Absolutely. So that's kind of been a bit of the reason to keep Manny around. So it's not that Manny's safe. It's the team hasn't given up. The rest of the schedule is favorable, right? So if he runs the table, goes 8-4, right? That means you end up cleaning up the season, going on a great streak to close it down, with a chance to play for the ACC. Then you play.
Don't be a fan later. Don't be a fan later, bro. I told you not to be a fan later. Not even. Told you don't count Manny out. Now here we are. You trying to be a fan? Don't be a fan, bro.
Hey, okay, all right, whatever.
Try to fire my dog.
Go Dogs. So at the end of the day, you have to look at it from their stance, right? If he can clean this up, he can end up with a chance to win the ACC. And right now, it's probably going to be Wake Forest. So let's say he beats Wake Forest, goes 8-4. Then he beats Wake Forest. He's 9-4. Now, I don't believe that gets us in the the playoffs, obviously, with 4 losses. But then you get a decent bowl and somehow clean this thing up to 10-4. It's hard to fire that guy. So
they ain't got to win 10. He's about to get about 7 or 8 of them bitches, and he's good.
Well, they have said they're not going to fire him this year, and that makes financial sense as well. I mean, he'll finish this year. That much was made clear. He will finish this year. So that was the other part that came out of the article. However, probably the third leg of it that was the other most important part to it was nobody asked you what you had UM at, Harlan. Blake James and Manny are not necessarily tied together at this point. I would say the hottest seat probably, ironically, has shifted to Blake James, even because they want Manny to succeed, right? Why wouldn't you? It just makes sense. And the biggest knock most of the fans that I get to speak to is not necessarily that we think he's a bad coach. It's just he's learning on the job, on a big job. He should have been learning at Temple because he keeps making adjustments. He keeps doing things that will help improve it. It's just taking too long. For instance, this season, we're going, hey, man, you got to get some of these old cats off the field. He finally bought into that. But by then, you 2-4. What if you'd have done it earlier? Could it
been the same shit? Yeah, been the same shit.
Perhaps. But a lot of the fans believe it could have been 4-2 as opposed to 2-4. So, yeah, but they're saying Blake isn't tied to Manny. So My guess right now, if I had to guess, is Blake is absolutely gone at season's end. And Manny, if he cleans it up, if he wins out, will have a chance to start next year as the coach. That's what I picked up from reading.
Yeah, I don't think y'all can fire him. He go 8-4, but he's not going 8-4. But if he does go 8-4, I don't think
if he goes 7-5 and especially lose to some terrible team like Florida State,
man, people not trying to make no hire right now and compete with all these other schools and risk losing players on campus. I don't think he's ready to do that
too.
Well, I mean, what's competition though? Because you made a great point before. Who do you hire? Like everybody's on Mario, right? Mario's got his fumble. He's got his faults as well. Now he'd be my home run hire, but again, just like we discussed, and you spoke about it very, very intelligently about why you do keep Dan, even though I definitely see a lot of flaws in it. There ain't a lot of superstars to hire, anyways. They're just saying what was understood from the, again, speaking for what I took from the article. They're just saying they're willing to spend some money now that they hadn't been. So, but it also at this point it's like, why blow money on firing Manny right now? If he turns this thing around, why the hell should we just fire him right now? We ain't gonna get the coach we want right now, anyways. And we got
it is like it's a little weird because you had Ed and them doing stuff pretty much saying like his seat hot. Like it's been some energy thrown at Manny from like Ed ain't just just staff. He's a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like he's pretty much watching over man a little bit. Like he could be the one that's firing him. Like saying shit ain't acceptable. Like this ain't it.
Yeah.
But to me, that's a weird energy floating around. Manny looked nervous and shit.
I would say to an extent, and then now he's winning, so he got some I told you so's a little bit too. Especially when Blake went and did that backdoored him. He went and backdoored and he refused interviews for a couple of weeks, right? People were trying to reach out to him, wouldn't do it. Then he went on a selective tour.
Your AD hiding too?
Oh, definitely. He went on a selective tour.
Hey, my AD is ghosts.
with a list of questions that he could be asked. And he went and basically said, yeah, Manny probably ain't gonna make it. So he basically did. Then Manny went out and won. And then he won again. So now
Holland said Oregon in the top 4, Manny not coming to a 50-yard IPF.
I saw that. I mean, that's what you wish. And I get that.
Man, that's what we know, man. He's not coming for that, bro. He's not.
That's not. I'm gonna tell you. I've heard it from too many reliable sources that's
who they want.
No. From people that I know that are in touch. Real talk. He wanted to come home. It was a problem with him and Jay. James.
At one point in time, he wanted to come. At one point in time, yeah. You talking about now or?
I don't think it's over. And the understanding is that ain't over. He just ain't working with Blake James.
Oh,
he's not working with Blake James.
All right, take the bias out of it real quick. Just step away from it. Just step away.
Okay,
step away from the Ibis head real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Why would Manny leave that job? Like, why would Manny leave that job with everything that's going on?
Mario, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mario.
Because
wrong Latino.
Wrong Cuban. I'll tell you why. Because it could be that type of a passion project for him. You asked me to step out the Ibis head. It's hard for me to do. I didn't play for the Hurricanes. He did.
Passion project.
I'm just saying, like, if you played for that school, why did Scott Frost leave UCF to go to Nebraska? I said,
that's an upgrade though in his mind, because
UCF is an upgrade for Nebraska though, bro.
I think right.
UCF is upgraded.
Even though he played for Nebraska, that shit is an upgrade job wise.
Right.
Job wise, that's upgrade. Yeah.
But he's not doing as good.
But I didn't agree with that.
No, not staying in Nebraska, but just the job. Yeah, you ain't going for. You don't want to stay in from Orlando to Nebraska. That's a downgrade. But just the job itself, that's an upgrade.
But I don't. Okay, but the problem is it hasn't worked out for him because nobody want to go to Nebraska.
But he knew the expectations was low. He just stinks.
Yeah,
I honestly think he took that project. When he did it, my personal opinion, no bullshit, was I think you making a mistake. I think you got a great thing rolling at UCF. Even if
my thing with his staff was he was gonna have a problem of like
he brought the whole UCF state. He brought everybody from UCF,
and that staff was super had flaws in it as well. I don't know longevity wise how long that was gonna last at UCF. He just had some flaws in like his staff, and that's one of the reasons Florida didn't pull or try to go out them full-fledged because
He wanted the entire staff to come with him.
the entire staff, and I don't think he had a brother on that staff.
He
Right.
did.
So
He
okay,
did.
take that staff.
Travis Fisher, the DB coach.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You knew the one. He knew the one. Well, that's how you know how bad it was.
Coach
He
his
knew the one.
Now, the reason I know that because he from Tallahassee, he went to God. He a home.
Right. I knew like his staff was like crazy, and it's hard to recruit or like to just fill the staff. That's look crazy on paper.
Exactly. So that is the only reason why. And then again, we spoke on it a little bit earlier. You talk about money, but Florida doesn't have state tax. You know, culturally, it's reasons that if I'm him, I would want to go back. Because I've always said this as well. Once you hit $1 million, right? You're a millionaire. If Oregon's gonna pay me $6, Miami gonna pay me $5, but I ain't got to pay state taxes, then what's the difference? And I'd rather live in Miami. You know, that's my unbiased.
Eugene is nice, but it's not Miami. But
right.
I think Oregon. I think he could turn Oregon into Alabama West. The way NIL's working, the way Phil's powering up with Nike, and they're setting up their own NIL platform and stuff out there. Like I think
Twister. That's what Oregon blow you out of the water is that side of that aspect of it,
and that's everything.
Well, I mean, right, and that's where. You know, going back to the article again, they have decided to shift some of their resources where they've cut them off previously. I mean, that's just the word being said. Of course, we got to see it. I mean, I'm just like, y'all, you could talk all that shit. I need to see it.
Yeah, no, that shit like Oregon crazy.
I mean, I'm mad. But see, you're asking the wrong dude.
The resources around it is nuts, bro. Like,
no, I feel you.
What they got is going is nuts. Like, you see Thibodeau deals and shit he getting, it's crazy. He's doing some big business out there, dog.
You
like
talking
Phil,
to a guy
ain't playing.
Yeah, and that's why I say I can even take the Ivy shades off, right? But you talking to a guy that my personality, if I'm a top flight kid, like in my day, it would have been Miami or USC for me because I would have craved the big city life.
Right.
I would have craved that aspect. So to me, it wouldn't have been nobody else. Couldn't have been nobody else. Maybe UCLA. So it's hard for me. I'll admit my bias is towards that. That college town shit don't appeal to me.
Right.
I want to be with the rappers at. I want to be like Quan. I want to be like Al Qadim Muhammad. You know what I mean? Rolling with Birdman and shit. That's just who I am. Personality.
I feel you, but it's these college towns, this shit. And them big cities, you get drowned in that shit as a college athlete. Like them boys ain't shit in Miami.
That's what I'm saying. Right?
It's not with Birdman.
Rappers. Yeah, exactly. Like college athletes, you live like fucking kings, bro. Like
not when I'm with Birdman. Not when I'm with Birdman.
Them Miami days, well, Michael Irvin being more popular than the Dolphins, them days are over. Like, yeah, that shit ain't.
I feel you. I
get what you're saying, but like in college towns, like you live like fucking.
Yeah, you're the man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I want to go and live and shit. I mean, that's just me.
You gonna live regardless, though. You gonna in 3 to 4 years, shit, you gonna be in them same cities.
Yeah, but I'm young.
Right.
I'm young. I'm ready to go
really
now.
I'm ready to go. With real money. Well, I guess you got real money.
I'm about to say you got NILs now. Though.
Yeah.
So I got some money now too.
Yeah,
I come in here.
But in 3 to 4 years, you gonna be in those cities though.
He got money to throw around.
You are not getting no tables in LA unless you Reggie Bush in that town.
Hey,
right.
You know, that's just my perspective on it.
No, all right. We just talking. We got. Did we do your matchup this week?
No, I was about to say if we can, y'all got nothing else, we'll move on real quick to Georgia Tech.
Sure. Yeah, damn, we're talking that long about just
y'all got another transfer. Y'all whole D line leaving, ain't it? What's going on?
I was going to speak on that real quick.
Oh yeah, speaking of transfer, let me go back to FSU real quick. Chuba Purdy, he announced he's going to enter the transfer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
He announced that today. Yeah,
not even y'all care.
Yeah, not really.
Nobody.
But it's news though. It's news.
Yeah, it's news. But Chuba Purdy is just what's Greg Olsen brother, Kevin Olsen. That's all, man. He ain't listen. Y'all ain't missing nothing on Chuba. Good luck to the young man. Huh?
No, his brother's Brock Purdy.
Yeah, and so is Greg Olsen.
Yeah, I give that's what I'm
saying. Like, the brother being good ain't got nothing to do with the younger brother.
Yeah, but you know what quarterbacks nowadays, man, they
jumping
a couple years. Yeah,
they jumping out.
Yeah,
I get it. Quentin Williams, he hit the transfer portal. Shout out to his dad, man. His dad's a huge Canes fan, Joe Williams. He huge supporter. he was happy, super happy that his son went there. And, a dream came true. He said that his son was able to go there. But he also understands, it's a business move as well. He wasn't getting in the rotation and the snaps. Manny spoke on it briefly. Manny said that, hey, I don't know how old we'll be next year, which scary to me. See, that's what Manny scares the shit out of me again. Because it don't matter how old we are at a position, bro.
Right,
it matters how talented we are. Right, you're older. We're not going to be old. Manny, it don't matter if they're old.
Right, but are
they better or worse than the guy that's sitting down? So yeah, best of luck to the young dude. He was a 3-star kid coming out of North Carolina, big body guy. I think we actually moved him inside, so we'll see where he projects later if he kind of slims down a little bit and moves back onto the edge. He came in as a DN, but I believe he was with our DT group. Not much, again, it's getting to be a broken record. Nothing really to harp on recruiting-wise. A couple of JUCO guys were in with Jeffrey Mba. He came and visited us recently, said to really enjoy his visit. Has us high on his list. Definitely can help us on the D-line. And Keontae Scott is the top cornerback in JUCO right now. We're in heavy on him, putting the full court press on him to help improve that. Other than that, real quick, we got Georgia Tech this week at home.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Y'all in a weird space recruitment. Y'all gotta go full-fledged JUCO. Like, ain't much shit out there.
Transfer.
That's what I was saying. That's another thing I was going to ask, but I didn't want to get too long in that talk with him. Like, if y'all, what's the damn plan? What's the damn plan recruiting wise? That shit is.
I would say
that shit is bad.
JUCO guys and heavy transfer portal, stealing a little bit of Mel Tucker's formula. Mel brought in
But see, Mel had to. I understand. Mel had to kind of do that.
The portal is just what it is now. Like, that's just a recruiting,
right?
It changed the whole dynamic.
That shit. Yeah,
I think that's what we're gonna have to do now as well, because again, our plan backfired. We expected to have a better record by now. I think we'll still be in play with some of the guys that we like. Later on, if we could clean the season up, I think those guys will come on board. However, the losses early has kind of left them a little more in limbo. And so I think we're putting ourselves in a position where we may end up landing a couple of those top flight guys that we were in for, but at this point it's going to be too late for a lot of other guys. So I would expect, I think we're down to 8 now. I expect the 8 to be solid. And then I think you'll be looking, a few JUCOs, maybe 4 JUCO guys up to, I think that's a little high. And then I think we may be heavy on transfer portal. There's definitely some positives in that. It's worked out for us pretty well for the most part anyways. So, I think that would essentially is going how this class going to shape up. That's just my thoughts. And, I've been harping on how I felt, he came in with a bad plan and it's blowing up in our face now. Because it's just, you didn't have great plan Bs. You just thought you was going to kick ass and just get all the big dogs because you got a good mouthpiece, pause. So you thought you was just going to grab all of that. And now they like, I don't know. Clean up the season, and there's a couple of guys I think we can get back in on. So, let's see. And, not a ton to get into. We got Georgia Tech this week, 12:30 at home. Georgia Tech, honestly, just not a very good team right now. Good offense. You got to be careful with Sims. Anytime you got dual threat quarterback, that's always going to be an issue. And our offense.
I've been watching a whole lot of ACC play. How is Sims playing this year?
He's improved. He showed us some flashes his first year, and this year he's taken another step. That's one of the reasons their offense is actually ranked 31st overall total offense, but flip side of the coin, their defense is 115. So they're at the very bottom. So me being quite honest, I think the dual threat is going to be a problem because I still don't believe we have the linebackers that are going to be provide us the security at that second level for a mobile quarterback. So I expect us to win this game again because it's not a very good team, but I expect it to be another close game. Miami by 5 to 8 points, something in that nature is kind of where I foresee this game.
I like
Sims will
Jahmyr
present a
Gibbs to
problem.
go stupid, man. I think your bigger problem is Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah,
Gibbs?
they could get going running, then it could be an interesting game.
Well, we've done solid the last 2 weeks against the run, but then we just sacrificed getting bombed out a little bit. So it just depends on how Manny approaches it, because he's the DC. So is it going to be beat us through the air and we'll stifle your run game? I think he'll stick to that formula. I think he's going to try to make Jeff beat us with his arm, sling it around a little bit. He's not as good as the last 2 quarterbacks we faced just purely through the air. So I think the challenge will be, Jeff, you're gonna have to throw for 400 to beat us. I believe that's how he'll approach this game. I think we'll do decent stopping the run. Last 2 games, I think our opponents have averaged probably 75, 72, somewhere up in there. So they haven't done a bad job at stifling it.
Jahmyr Gibbs, bro. Jahmyr Gibbs.
I mean, hey, if he do his thing, he do his thing. But we can run it pretty well too.
Boy,
Tyler Van Dyne's gonna be able to air that defense out.
What score you got, CJ?
Let me see. I'm gonna go 31-16 Miami. 31-16 Miami.
Damn.
Right.
Georgia Tech terrible.
They can move.
It's hit or miss, man. It's like, but Georgia Tech could be
Where's
the
the
team.
game at?
It's at Miami, isn't it?
It's in Miami.
Like, bro, it's another fucking
Early
home game. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Where you playing this week?
I'm playing at home this week.
All right, man. We just came on. I think our schedules are twins, bro.
Exactly.
I want to go look at it. I think we got twin schedules.
Because every time I say that, we play.
You're right. You was on the road. We was on the road.
But yeah, man, Georgia. I think Georgia Tech that's 2 up and down. They can give you guys a scare because hell, they should have beat that. They could have beat them. Clemson. Remember, we got that overtime game where Clemson didn't give.
Man, nobody don't know what they expect in the ACC. That's
crazy.
Show,
every week, that shit can be
you don't know what the fuck gonna go down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they got potential to scare Miami, but I just don't think they'll end up doing it.
I think we owe them a little bit too, so I can kind of see what you're saying. I think we might thump on them a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and go Miami because I haven't seen a lot of Georgia Tech, and I don't want to just take no point.
Yeah, man.
We trying to
win
win
the season, right? Yeah.
We overcontrol it.
Fuck all that. Let me get 27-20 Miami.
All right. I'll go. Man, I'm gonna go 34-28 Miami. 34-28 Miami.
I ain't mad at it.
That's all I got.
Let me get to my shit show, man. I'm in a tough spot this week, so I get my ass whooped by Georgia, and then I play shitty ass South Carolina. So I'm in no man's land a little bit here. Just an ugly game at the Cocktail Bowl in Jacksonville. Started off good defensive effort. At one point, we could have had the lead 3-0, but we missed a field goal. But overall, run game was there. Damian Pierce was running the ball very good. A lot of positive things from even Anthony Richardson in the run game. But I didn't see a commitment to the run game. It just takes some gangster shit. Since Dan Mullen been back at UF, it's been a lot of finesse football. And I didn't see any willingness to get gangster and just run the ball when it was successful. Damian Pierce averages is one of the highest in the country. He broke a couple big runs on Georgia. I thought we could have leaned on guys, especially when we were down 3. The game was tied most of the first half. So the score is 3-0. We get an interception by Rashard Torrance in the end zone. I wish he had better field awareness and got out of the end zone a little bit better, but we ended up getting the ball at the 2-yard line. We ran a quarterback sneak. Anthony Richardson gets stripped. I thought it should have been forward progression. He wasn't moving his own feet. Once a quarterback's not moving his own feet, the whistle got to get blown. Even if he's going forward.
Real quick, and this goes back to that we talked about with reffing. I hate that shit in college, bro. They never they just don't stop it soon enough for me. NFL does a way better job at that.
For sure.
I hate watching
For
these
sure.
stand up. These guys just are standing still and they just choking on the whistle. But
Bro, like, what do you wait? Like, they waiting for
what are
something
you
to happen.
waiting
Like,
on?
what are you waiting on?
Yeah, it's like they want something goofy to happen. I hate that. So my bad. I had to chime in real quick.
No,
Go
no,
ahead,
you good.
bro.
Yeah, that frustrated the hell out of me. Me and my brother was watching it in the car. 'Cause I was just running a shitload of errands. And I'm just like, yo, like, I seen a ref coming up doing this, like balls down. So I see the player running. I'm like, what he running to? They blew the shit dead. So I thought it should have been blown dead, but nonetheless, that changed the game. You went from a first down, about to getting your 2-minute offense before half to giving them the ball right back in the red zone, and then they go up 10-zip. So after that, man, the game just kind of unraveled. Come back on the field, throw a pick six, and then you're down 17-zip, and that was just the end of the game. Never bounced back from that. But before then, I thought they played okay defensively. Offense, like I said, I just don't see like Dan Mullen a willingness to be a run first team. I don't know what that's about, because in my mindset coming into this season, that's what we about to be. We don't have Kyle Trask or pure passer. He recruits dual athlete quarterbacks. I don't understand why you only recruit dual athlete quarterbacks and then try to do drop back passes against. And like I said on other shows, Kirby Smart and Will Muschamp are probably two of the best defensive coordinators of our generation in college football. So to drop this kid back to try to read one of the best defense in college, I just didn't get the game plan, man. What did you think about the game, Larry? Like first half wise, what did you see unfold?
No, I agree, because I know you said that way before the season got to rolling, that your identity would be way more running this year. And, we spoke on it briefly before when we were talking about no cap. And I spoke on, like, I just thought AR was the guy that you would roll with. And if you're going to roll with him, he decided to wait till this week after he did have a good showing against, LSU in the loss. He decided to go that way. And then I just didn't feel like he called it to his strengths. This is going to be a tough team to go out there against. And AR's best thing is the fact his best quality is the fact that he can get out there and he can just make something happen with his legs. And then you predicate the throws off of that. Instead, I felt like, same as you. He asked them to drop back and figure out the number one defense in the country.
Right.
It just felt weird to me.
He had 2 design runs in the first half.
Right.
And keep in mind, one of them was that script, right? So to me, like, to have, you had the 2-minute warning mark, right, of the game, and before that script, he had only 1 design run.
That makes sense. That makes
zero sense. So I kind of tuned out the second half of the game. Haven't watched it. Don't plan on watching it. Just a bloodbath, man. I heard my quarterback got injured.
Well, he had a job to do, man.
Hey, bro.
You gotta watch it.
After I was too busy to watch it at that time, I'm definitely not going back to rewatch that, bro. Like, I love you gotta, like, choose to be happy, Larry. I can't even watch my boys get, like, it's like, do you still watch the ending of like, you watch Boys in the Hood, you turn that shit off when Ricky about to get shot, or you just a savage and watch that shit?
Yeah, I don't care about that shit. He
You watching?
Yeah, because I know it ain't real. I know Ricky. I hate more when Kane dies. When Kane dies bothers me more in Boys in the Hood. I mean, not Boys in the Hood, Minister Society. That one bothers me more.
I think I agree, man. I think Kane, and it's crazy because Ricky was the motherfucker doing right. But I think Kane definitely kind of bothered me a little bit more too.
I was gonna say the difference is Kane was turning a chapter, flipping the page. He's doing something different.
He was shaking them sheets, chasing them Chiefs to Atlanta.
Jada, there goes Jada again.
That boy got up that damn Jada, bro.
That was his man's old lady.
She a motherfucker, but that boy got in them cheeks one time and said, "Fuck it, I'm going to Atlanta.
I'm out of here." I don't blame him. So yeah, but I mean.
Shout out to Jada, man. Elite cheeks.
No, it's funny because pre-show we were talking about like how doing your job is doing your job. So that's why I'm giving you hell. Like, days. Let me tell our audience right now. I love podding. I love talking shit about football. But just like when you go to your job, it's days you be like, bro, I'm ready to go to bed. I don't feel like talking about
Bro,
shit.
that Sunday after Jacksonville State.
Exactly.
Shit.
We won. And I was like, bro, I'm so tired tonight. But hey, job to do. That's why I'm giving them hell. They got a job to do. You better watch that game.
My quarterback's out of concussion. Emory finished the game. We ended up getting some points on the board and then get the shutout. But we just got dominated, 37-7. Presser. I don't y'all want to talk about the presser. Who had presser shit? The presser just was weird. The media's been everybody's been a little weird. Like of course, like it's a pile on situation. There's always herd mentality, right? Dan shit is hot. His seat's hot. So they're asking him questions about recruiting. Like we are, like Dan, y'all asking these questions 1,000 times and expecting a different answer now. He already answered all this shit.
I think they asked that question because that Kirby video, I think that video was directly at Mullen too. Directly.
Oh, no doubt. And they asked Kirby that for that reason as well. That's the shit the media does. But they took a lot of shit out of context. But like we know that Dan Mullen don't value recruiting. Like, that didn't change in that interview. So like that's what I didn't get. I'm like, okay, yeah, we already mad at him about that. Like that ain't no shit. Y'all just like a revelation. Like you don't do this shit.
Fucking signing day is next month. This bitch say we'll talk about recruiting season start. Bitch, recruiting season year round. That should never end, Bill.
That is
like motherfucker. Didn't you just have recruits in a damn home game another week?
But again, that's what. See, I told
even people are saying like, yeah, and that didn't even make sense. He didn't have any official visitors for the Bama game. Yeah, they don't recruit during the season.
He has unofficial visitors, didn't he?
Right, and then like who wants to do official visits during the season? When you can't really see the facility and you can't really talk to the coaches.
You create that one-on-one time, really. Yeah. So I never really got official. Cats kind of do it. I never understood officials during the season because you're limited with your time with the coaches.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't feel sorry for Dan Mullen because he could have I told y'all he can't wait to blow opportunity. Like that's his shit. That's bad. Like I've never seen nobody do it better. He could have fired Grantham and got some heat off of him and got some favor back with the fans. He could have started AR 2 games ago and got some favor back with the fans. He can't wait to say some snarky shit and blow opportunity. It's just wild to me.
That's the thing, man. Like he don't seem like he make any damn friends to kind of combat the seat being so hot, so to speak.
Nah, bro, he don't do himself no favor. You muted that.
My bad. That's my favorite part of Dan. Dan definitely be like, fuck them fans, man.
That's one thing I give Dan. Dan does not give a fuck.
Nah, this shit getting to him. He shut down media. He shut down all media access to I like that background. That's hilarious. Look at this guy. Got 2 teams for real.
House United. I had my boy make that on the fly for me.
He shut down.
You got to get the front tag.
Yeah, you got to put it on his vehicle.
Yeah,
or get it tattooed on your back like a tramp stamp.
Whoa, not a tramp stamp. Bro. I'm not
lower back.
I can do across the shoulder blade, not lower back.
But yeah, he shut down all media access, like players, all that shit this week. So it's getting to him. Like this noise in Gainesville is real, bro. Like you can say what you want to say. That shit'll make you go hump a shark and have death threats that you want to leak out.
I definitely took. That's what I took from it because, like you said, it's the same. You're right. His energy hasn't really shifted much at all. But I saw that clip and I saw aggravation. I saw that, and you can't ever let them know you're a little you're a little rattled by this shit.
The Sharks is out, bro. Like every time I get on Twitter, it's a new article, a new take. Like everybody got, and it's just the media games, bro. Like we all like his shit hot. But how many?
I got a quick question. My bad for the brother. I feel like I thought this is interesting. If you had put money on Mullen or Manny to be here next year, would you put money on? I put money on Manny right now to be here next year over Mullen.
I agree, and then I'm hearing the Mullen rumblings as well. But then Silk has presented, a great argument.
See, on the flip end, I don't even think fucking Mullen wanted to be there. I know Manny wants to be at Miami.
That is the difference.
Yeah, so he can be looking for a way out too.
However, how attractive is he making himself Do you think I don't think he's necessarily an NFL guy, right?
I
Do
think that's
do
what he want
y'all?
to be.
Yeah, but do you think he fits?
I think he could be, man, because he could just fucking coach football and let these motherfuckers do what the hell they want to.
I think he's too quirky, bro. I think you
I'm
just gotta be
you,
such a like player's coach type. He's very quirky and not just a people's person, bro. Even and then I think another two with hiring and people wanting to work for you. That's the thing as well. Like, who can you hire? Like, we're gonna bring the UF staff to the NFL team.
Right.
Yeah, that's the point.
And then also when it comes to drafting, right?
They don't give them that. Just let GMs run that shit. Don't
but that problem with that is
on that level, he's an OC. Go work for Urban or something. We see
that would be right. That would be different, exactly. Because
but I don't foresee him wanting to do that.
Right. It's because
I don't think he'll ever go back to. Well, he always calls the plays, but the OC play calling role is strictly OC. I don't see that.
I want to get to the South Carolina game, but that South Carolina game is me. I do have a question for y'all. Like, college football is changing a little bit. The way coaches, like, you can see their jobs changing. They don't want to deal with this shit. I don't think coaches want to deal with what college football is now. Like, Anthony Richardson is probably be making more than his position coach.
That shit's definitely different.
That's tough. It's tough.
And then you got the portal with it too. Like you're recruiting people after they get on campus. You still got to recruit them. Like it's a different ball game now, man. The game has definitely changed.
It's gonna be interesting to see how these head coaches adjust. Like, because you look at the guy, even Dabo's struggling this year. A lot of these coaches wasn't favorable for all of this stuff that's happening right now, and now that shit's different. The power is really on the players' hands right now, especially if you starting and you good. It's just a different dynamic. You can't really bench kids like you want to, or if somebody say they hurt, like, it's just a lot of power in the player's hand. And now, I will say that for later.
Real quick, since you asked the question, though, I think you were kind of in accordance with me, and maybe not. I don't remember. It's been a little while now that I just felt like the college game could be. We might be looking at a dinosaur. We might be looking at something that could be extinct fairly shortly. Within my lifetime, I really think it could kind of go the way of the dinosaur. That's my honest opinion. Just because, as much as I'm not against these guys getting money, once you started adding that element, and you add the transfer portal, it's free agency. It's just like that whole concept of what we grew up on. That shit is shifting to the point where I honestly think we may see college die off and semi-pro grow, almost a farm system like you see in baseball. I think that could be
and that's what it already is. It's just like the paperwork is changing a little bit, going from amateurism to professional athletes. It's gonna be interesting, man. What's your take on that, CJ?
No, I agree. It could be a dying process. I wouldn't say the semi-pro aspect, but I think it would be kind of like a G League, so something that we see like a G League type of deal in the NBA, to where, or these kids start going. I know the XFL is coming back up pretty soon too. That could be a route that these kids go to straight out of high school. But I do feel like within our, like I said, within the lifetime, so to speak, which 20, 30 years or so, that shit could be totally going completely. It could be a dinosaur due to all the dynamics that goes into it.
Yeah, it's tough. College coach now, like you said, man, he got a hell of a job.
Oh yeah,
I got to recruit.
They talking about recruiting season.
People on my team.
I got to recruit my team, dog.
Right, for real.
Y'all talking about who I'm finna land. I want to make sure.
Then they got to worry about what these motherfuckers doing on Friday, Saturday night. I got to do all this shit.
Yeah, it's
a different job. I do think, I think more staff and more positions need to come on board now in college football, even in the NIL department, finding these kids deals. It's just like it got to be more support and staff shit that's going on, or these college coaches are gonna lose their damn mind. And I don't know who's gonna be the governing force on the other side to enforce a lot of shit to even get the coaches back some power. NCAA weak as fuck right now.
Right, I was about to say, who are they? Toothless tigers.
And these boys ain't even unionized yet. Think about that now. Like they got leverage already.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So who's gonna help balance? That's why I say I think this is just gonna die. It's just gonna be like, it's you look at college basketball, right? We see in college basketball is a little step ahead, because those guys don't have to wait, the 3-year process, right? They just have to be, is it 19, I believe? So you look at all those guys, all these
19, what was that?
Age-wise to go to the NBA.
You just gotta be out of the league. You gotta be 1 year
I think
removed.
that league, 1 year removed
from high school. Is that what it is? Okay,
well, that shit about to change.
Anyway.
They might go, but I think it was talking about going back to high school.
So, all right. So either way, right? So 1 year removed, even with the 1 year removed, what these kids are doing now, they're not going to college for a year.
They're going across seas,
going across seas, making some money. They're going.
But I think the NIL gonna slow that going overseas shit down now, though.
They can slow that part down,
right?
But then again,
because you can make some
maybe I just go G League.
You go to program like Kentucky, Duke, UNC,
and make some crazy bank.
You can make some money.
Right, and say that now. Right, so you got to. What it is you'll start to measure your brand versus the risk reward. So if I'm like a big brand kid, everybody knows me on social media. I've got 7-8 million followers. Right, I'm that huge. Then that kid may just go straight G League. Right.
Yeah.
Because they'll pay him and he's going to get endorsements. Now, if you're a kid that's maybe, still a top flight kid, but you're only looking at 800,000, you may say, I'm going to go to Duke because that Duke will brand me and that'll get me, these other deals. But the bottom line is this is just a pop-up shop for me. I'm in and out. I'm going to get this money I'm going to get, and then I'm heading to the NBA. So
I think it's still gonna be a thing because it's gonna be guys like Derek King that's just gonna be like they can hang around and play till they 5th year. Not just him, not to pick on him.
No.
It's gonna be guys like that could just benefit from it and from that standpoint and not jump to the league. I think NIL it could go two ways. I think NIL could keep college football alive from the standpoint of players that jump too early or players that be running out or trying to force way to the league to get some bread. They hang around a little bit longer. It could go either way. I think the biggest thing is going to be what happens when they unionize and like there's lawsuits and shit like that popping up. We'll get into that. Hold on, let me finish my USC game.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're down the rabbit hole. We'll get back into that. We got some shit. Both teams coming in at 4-4. Yeah. Now, what did USC? USC got 2 wins. I'm sorry. They beat Troy and they beat Vandy. They beat Vandy by 1 in a dogfight, in a barn burner.
God damn, South Carolina, the fuck happened?
Barn burner. That's the boy, your man's. He the one that said Georgia.
That boy, right.
So what you better people.
Right. Look at this defensive tackle, Bill.
It's so funny. That was one of the. I think SC was one of the spreads they didn't cover, ironically, for Georgia. Georgia's like 6-2. Yeah, against the spread, but I think they didn't cover South Carolina. But that could have been 53 points. So,
they could have chilled on them. Yeah, that spread could have been 45 points.
Our spread for them is 18.5. So I know that theirs is probably ridiculous, man. Right. Even on our pick, I think we got to pick against the spread with this nonsense because they're a terrible football team. They starting quarterbacks out for the season. We're playing their backup quarterback. They're not good at any phase of football. This guy can't pass for shit. He can't do nothing. But he's going to find some life against Grantham because that's what Grantham do. You know what I'm saying? He just make average quarterbacks get drafted. So the kid may have a shot at the league. Real shit out to Saturday.
Hey.
But we're going on the road. I really want to just see a focused team just because now they just playing for each other. It's a lot of like smoke and shit on campus. They're going on the road in Missouri. It's going to be cold. It's an ugly town. Smells funny out there, I heard. So I just want my boys to go in and put these guys away, cover, and get the hell up out of there. Anthony Richardson hasn't practiced all week out with a concussion. I don't foresee him playing if he haven't practiced all week at this point. It's Wednesday. If he haven't practiced by Wednesday, I think he's probably going to be shutting it down, especially if we don't need him to go play, travel, especially with concussion. I don't think they're going to let him travel with that thing, and he'll be ready to travel. So we'll see Emory go out there and he's been running it all week. It's gonna be interesting to see when he comes back, if he puts AR back as the starter. Everybody got their eyes on the quarterback position, but again, we should go in and just run the ball. I don't think we gotta get sexy. There's not a whole lot I want to see. I'm in a weird spot, fellas. Like, I know we're gonna beat this team. The rest of our schedule we should beat, but none of that shit matters. You're in a weird spot program wise. I know we get a new DC, but I ain't confident about them hiring no DC. Real shit.
Sound like we neighbors.
We might be neighbors, but I'm over the HOA. Goddamn it!
I I could have swear I thought y'all never asked. I may had the keys ready all show.
I'm over there. I'm definitely over the HOA.
I'm over the HOA. I had the keys ready all show. I thought y'all never asked.
Oh man, I feel you, man. It's ironic.
How do you feel like what's the next damn step? Because we feel like you stuck as a damn program.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a spot, and I think like I said, he's been blowing opportunities. Grantham should have been fired a year ago, if not 2 years ago. Yeah, he just had opportunities. Even if you wanted to upgrade your recruiting, we had a chance to hire T-Rod, but you want to go with a guy like Jules because that seems like I don't know, maybe that's a better personality fit for you. It's a couple of spots we could have upgraded on our staff. And he just chose not to. Christian Robinson is a guy that Michigan tried to hire away. We give him a pay grade extension and a pay raise instead of Charlie Strong was rumored to want that job as co-DC in that room. So you get a chance to upgrade your linebacker coach, your recruiting, in several ways. And also, I thought with Sider, like he's just blown opportunity. Think if you got those three guys on one staff, it just makes your job easier. Yeah, you can't recruit for shit. If you can't do something,
at least put people in place that can.
That's what you do.
That's what makes the world go around, baby. If I don't know how to do something, I'm gonna hire somebody that can.
Delegation, man. It's not. They always say it's not what you know, it's who you know, and that's true.
For sure.
You need to know people that have their strengths where you can put them in positions to win. Old school saying aces in places. So
I would like to see Corey Bell come on field. I don't like the way my corners is playing. I'm not a believer in Jules. Nothing personal. Just I'm a fan. I do a little media I got to take. That's it. I like Corey Bell. It's proven he can recruit. South Florida ties. He's coached at University of Florida as DB coach before, and he's on off the field. And he's probably our best recruiter off the field right now. So bring Corey Bell on the field. But I can't even say that because we probably be getting another DC. So that's a whole nother story. But staff wise, yeah, we gotta clean that side of the ball completely. But so that's kind of an old take.
What role is Bell in right now?
He's recruiting off the field.
Oh, okay. Recruiting coordinator.
Not D coordinator. He has a recruit. He's on the recruiting staff. I do not have his exact title in front of me, but I don't know if he's D recruiting head of recruiting coordinator.
Yeah, it's just funny because like Mike Rumph is our recruiting coordinator. He's a terrible recruiter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the wildest shit. Like sometimes I forget that and I go, why is he over recruiting when he couldn't land nobody? But hey, man, he's still learning, man. He's trying his best. He's doing his best.
So I need that extension.
Anything else about South Carolina?
Nah, I ain't got a whole lot of South Carolina shit going on.
Yeah, what's the
man.
spread? Yeah, fuck.
18 and a half.
18 and a half.
18 and a half.
We're doing the spread on this one, right?
I like y'all to cover.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Like, damn.
If you're in a dog fight with Vanderbilt, bro, god damn.
Shit, we was really for a little minute.
But y'all know coming down spread against them too, though.
Yeah, we covered that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we did.
I remember
that was
nuts.
Yeah, that spread was.
So I'm definitely take y'all to cover. Yep, I'll take. I'll go do first score.
Yeah, when that spread was like 38 points or some shit.
I was trying to talk Larry on out of it.
I remember that. No, I specifically remember that because I said until y'all do it, then I got a few questions. I'm gonna take. I'll take UF 35. USC 14. Yeah, 35-14. A garbage touchdown in the end.
I got UF a lot, South Carolina a little, man. Them boys gonna cover that spread real good.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out 18 and a half in my head and shit. Like, what?
I'll do it too.
Like, once you told me they beat damn Troy and was throwing wrestling with Vanderbilt, man, that sold me.
Yeah, they terrible. I think we hop in the 40s, man. I'm gonna go like Dan gonna try to put this little sorry ass team away, and see how a little bit. I think we'll get in the 40s. I'm gonna go 41. I think we give up some shit too. Like I said, I think Grantham is just gonna go on the road. These boys gonna lay down a little bit. So I got them getting 17. 41-17.
Easy money. I don't see how they score 17.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it ain't bad. You're bad. I can try. Like I said, that troll shit over. I'm trying to get that bottle.
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I need.
I like good liquor. You know what I'm saying?
It's getting too tight to joke.
Yeah,
Shout out to the
right.
great folks at Brunt Insurance and Financial Services. Anything you may need insured, from the Panhandle to the Keys, holla at my man Greg. If you got wheels, he can insure it. He also can insure your life. BruntInsurance.com, or give him a call at 954-589-2204. Big coverage, big policies. Greg, what it do? I get back with Greg. Greg sent me a quote. I gotta put my truck back on the road, dog. Go drop it off at the Kush house. I think I'm gonna wrap it all like one of them vinyl wraps. Wrap the whole truck in some Kush house. It's an ugly ass Avalanche, bro. You can't be riding around anyway.
Oh shit. Where we at with it?
Top 25.
Top 25 talk.
Yeah, bottom 25 talk. Shit.
Top 25 talk.
Team.
Georgia top dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody's questioning that in the world right now. They came and beat the shit out of us.
How about this, man? Fuck
Kwame called us a python and some wild shit.
That shit was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, we ain't gonna talk about the AP top 25. Y'all was talk about the playoff rankings.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people had questions about that, but at the same time, man, what I don't get the bitching right now, because it's just the first ranking, man. A lot of these teams still got to play each other. Like Michigan State still got to go play against Ohio State.
But they kicked Cincinnati all the way down to 6, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. All that stuff got to play out, though. You look at the teams
but that's disrespectful to go from 2 to 6, though, man. Like they shouldn't have been.
And that's why I feel like this human element is bullshit, bro. If we was going to go to the playoff formula, the best formula would have been to keep the BCS. That shit was the most accurate that it could be, and it's no bias involved with it. It's just strictly off the damn numbers. If you have top 4 off of the BCS rankings, every year, if you look at the top 4 in all those BCS rankings, the damn playoff teams have been lined up perfectly.
Right.
We was attributing about 3, teams like on the cusp, like 3 and 4, so to speak, possibly jumping the number 2 team every now and again. But again, if you get to 4, we ain't have no complaints out those 4. I feel like the BCS had the best formula. We just should have extended it and used that for the playoff.
Extended it to make it the playoff.
Yeah, instead of bringing in a bunch of motherfuckers who got, it's a bunch of bias when it comes to the human element, man.
Because they're just saying, Cincinnati can't be that good.
Right? How the fuck is Bama number 2, bro? I love Bama, but you can't put them at number 2 right now. I feel like they're number 2 just off the strength of it.
Because of the name, right?
Exactly. They want to hype that 1 versus 2, leading up to the SEC championship. It's all about the money too. Yeah. And I do feel like Bama is a playoff team. Don't get me wrong.
But see, if they lose, right? If they lose to Georgia, then they got 2 losses.
Oh, that shit's dead.
And then they'll kind of boot it. So I think it's funny you say that, because I think there's a method to the madness, because I do agree with you that a lot of it will play itself out, but they understand controversy. A lot of ball
to be played.
Yeah, right. And they understand the controversy and conversations and how that bubbles up interaction. So part of them, I do believe, is going, as you drop them, because they know, again, like you said, these guys got to eat each other. Paul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That term too, bro.
That was crazy. Yeah, I didn't even. That was.
It's like your second time saying that in your show too.
Yeah, I know, but I catch it quick too, though.
But yeah, going back to Cincinnati's point though, man, like 4 of these teams that's ahead of them got to play each other.
Right.
If everything plays out, Bama and Georgia are going to play each other. Michigan State, Ohio State is going to play each other. So
the business will take care of itself in that sense. And they know what the conversation spark, just because we're going to be like, hey, man, how the hell are you going to drop them? It keeps the people engaged.
You like the BCS better than this, CJ?
Yeah, I do. Because it's so much human element. You got these people. You got to bring out I think it's just too much bias with the voters, so to speak, in regards to the committee. I feel like the computers, that shit ain't no bias. It's just strictly based off the numbers, whatever formula they had, wins, style.
CJ, I'm a big conspiracy guy, so I don't trust computers and shit. Like even when they do the lottery shit, when the teams get the biggest shit, I don't trust none of that shit, bro. I think it's human elements, all this shit. The human made the computer.
I guess you can put that point. You definitely got that point when the human made the damn computer. But I'd rather trust. If I'm not gonna trust anything, I trust that one thing versus 8 to 10 different voices, and then trying.
I don't think the playoffs got it wrong yet, though.
I don't think the BCS got it wrong either, though. Shit, that was always my thing.
No, it has been some years, some teams.
There's a few times why.
Because there's only 2 teams, though. Now, if it had been 4, I don't think
every year Notre Dame has went. The BCS got that shit going.
But shit, Notre Dame's been going every year to the playoffs.
But again, his point. True too. All right, I'm about to say his point. If you use
not every year, but they've been there.
The BCS formula and just apply that to the playoffs, I'd be more in line with it because I agree. I didn't think that
like a top four of the BCS
play the playoff. Right.
Gotcha.
Because I rarely thought that.
Yeah, you still keep the playoffs, but just use the BCS
as the formula. Yeah. Instead of, we got this room full of people who all have their interests. They can say what they want to. I mean, Condoleezza Rice in there, right? Or is she still?
That's crazy to me right there.
Yeah, she was on the fucking committee.
That's nuts.
Like, what's the fucking that's another question we gotta ask.
How she get the vote and I don't?
Right. What was the damn credentials? Because I feel like I know more goddamn football than her, man. So I should have that goddamn panel right now. Put me on the fucking Zoom meetings.
You can't give me one. You can't give me one good reason, Larry, on why she in the room and I'm not.
Fucking Condoleezza Rice, bro. We talking about
money,
right? Yeah, money.
Okay, that makes sense.
Money. That's the only one.
Well, then a lot of people got more money than me. They should be in there.
Hey, but no, it's funny though because I'm gonna give you your props right now. I really do use the meter of you ain't a real Gator fan if you don't know Uncle Silk. So when I be asking people, they be like, I'm a Gator fan. I be like, Silk? If they be like, who? I be like, you ain't that real. Yeah. So you know what? That credential alone, you're right. You should be in that room. I definitely use that shit. I'd be like, nah.
No, why is she in there over you? I'm just like figure out who's getting the people together and say, what is Condoleezza doing? Like we get her opinion on this shit.
Hey, what you think about football? Shit, I think I can get a check.
Right. Exactly.
So I'll be there.
So that's quite. Like you got her on the goddamn panel. So that does discredit everything on the damn committee, man. Yeah, so go back to the damn BCS formula. But go ahead.
I agree. You're right. I think you mix the two, and then I think you get the best of both worlds. We had quite a few upsets.
Wisconsin getting in their bag. They done lost me a couple games and shit on the pitch.
Yeah, they've been in Miami.
They turning the corner, man.
They be in Miami. They 4-4. They 5-3. Surging. They're 5-3 now.
Yeah, 5-3.
Okay, I thought they would have been 4-4. Okay, well, cool. They upset number 9 Iowa.
Mm-hmm. We all picked Iowa for that one too.
Yep, yeah, because I believed in their defense.
Yes,
I would turn in the other corner.
You're right. They took a left.
Lost CJ for a second.
We lost CJ. He'll be back. We lost West Virginia, upset Iowa State 38-31. Let's see. Wake smoked Duke 45-7. We know Georgia score. Oregon took care of Colorado 52-29. Oklahoma State smoked Kansas. What's the other upsets? Okay, Mississippi State upset Kentucky 31-17. Auburn upset Mississippi 31-20. They were at home though, so not as big an upset. Houston 44-37 over SMU. And that was and San Diego State lost to Fresno State 30-20, and Miami obviously over Pittsburgh 38-34. So we had, it seems like I didn't do the actual math, but it's damn near like down the middle for upsets in the top 25 outside of the very top ranked teams. So it's a little bit of man, how can I best put it? It's a lot of parity once you get through those top teams, I think. And even the top team that we thought, like, we all picked Iowa. I really like
it's like overall college football, you could call it probably a down year a little bit. Who's your Heisman? Who's the best receiver in college football right now?
You know who's ranked the highest? I bet you can't figure it out. I bet you can't even figure out what school he at.
Nah.
I know just because I got the PFF premium package or whatever. And shit, I don't forgot his name. But yeah, I know he plays at USC. I never would have guessed that. I had no idea. Yeah, the top ranked PFF wide receiver this year is at USC. And USC's having such a bad year. Obviously, you're not going to know. Or that tanks it quite a bit. I agree with you. You know, Kenneth Walker, and then
even your storyline. Like, who's your best storyline? Like, what shit have you seen on game days? That like, what's your storyline? It's a weird year of college football. I'm a college football guy. NFL has been a better product this year to me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'd agree.
And going back to your point, man, it's just I can't name you I can't give you the Heisman front runners, none of that shit. Like it's
Pickett blew it against us, right? He would have been. He had an opportunity, but he blew it against Miami at home.
Yeah, I guess Bryce Young just off the damn strength of it. Shit, I don't know.
And Walker, because Walker had 5 this weekend. Kenneth Walker, 4 or 5, I want to say. So he's going to be in that conversation. And he is the top rated running back by PFF as well. So he'll be there in that conversation.
You said Kenneth Walker?
Kenneth Walker III from Michigan State.
Gotcha. Yeah, Kenneth's been balling, and they've been doing good too, so he'll be there.
Right, and the team's winning. So, yeah.
What you got? What you got for your final player? You think that shit works out with Cincinnati gets in, or where y'all at with it?
I think so.
Yeah, they'll get in.
I think
because I don't see them losing, so I feel like they'll get in.
Right.
I think Georgia end up being Alabama, so they're not Alabama out with 2 losses. I feel like Ohio State will end up winning the big 10. The Big Ten, so they'll end up being in there. Then I think the last spot is going to come down to if Oklahoma loses or not. If Oklahoma wins out and wins that, I don't know, man. It's just going to be tough between that 1-loss Oregon team and the undefeated Oklahoma team. I feel like you got to. Yeah, that's going to be tough. That's going to be the conversation, I believe, for the last spot.
So they'll be battling out. So we're going to give Cincinnati in. They only got, if SMU is back ranked, I'm not sure. I think that's going to be the last ranked opponent they'll play.
Yeah.
And I believe that's the last game of the year.
Even with Cincinnati, I don't even feel like they have to beat any more ranked opponents because I feel like they did that. They beat a top 10 team in Notre Dame who's crept back into the top 10. And they beat the Indiana team that's been a pretty good program in the Big Ten the last couple of years. So what is it?
I think they shit this year though.
Yeah, I'm checking now to see what their record is.
Yeah, check real quick on that. I was just about to look that up. Yeah, see what, because Indiana seemed like they fell off quite a bit this year.
Do y'all think in the rankings right now that it's egregious as Bama is above Michigan with a loss?
Nah.
Michigan State?
No, it's my Michigan in general. Nah. Because Bama's loss came to
Michigan State.
Well, if you look at the strength of schedule and who they played, I mean, they lost to a Texas A&M team who was down to the damn backup quarterback, and Michigan went down to the wire on the road against another top 10 team. That's the only loss. So with that argument, then yeah, Michigan should be over Bama just off the argument. We know Bama is the better team. And I think that's where the human element that we're talking about comes into, because you got the voters just saying Alabama is that damn good. Yeah, exactly. Right. But you look at the computers ain't no way in hell they're going to have Alabama over Michigan State just because of the resumes.
Right. And that's where
that Texas A&M loss is a bad loss, man. Like Jimbo was down to his fucking socks.
And that's where, remember we spoke on it a few weeks ago.
That's an insanely egregious loss.
Yeah, it is.
And they should have lost to us, and which would have been an egregious loss.
Too, yeah.
Right. That was the opportunity to drop a game as well. So
ref saved them.
And honestly, yeah, you're right. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I'll go as far as they should have. Right. So then, that's where it's funny you bring this up, CJ, because that was part of my argument when I was talking about FSU. They didn't pass the eyeball test to me, right?
When they gonna snap when she hear you say that they should have lost to us.
Oh yeah, she
I mean, whatever. I mean,
it
don't matter if they should have. They didn't. You know what I mean? I'll tell you this: we should have beat Michigan State in my mind. We didn't. We should have beat Virginia. We didn't. So it don't matter what
In my mind, we should have beat Georgia last weekend. In my mind.
Nah, a little different, but so no, it goes back to that conversation we were having where I said when I looked at it, I didn't feel that it was the same quality team that I had saw from the championship team. I believe the computer rankings would have maybe had FSU a little bit lower, but I think the humans went and said, well, hell, they don't won, 28 in a row or whatever it was. They're reigning champs. Hard to knock them. It was a hard knock. So,
I think you got the right idea. Because we were getting knocked every damn week because of the damn because of the human element. I feel like the polls would have kind of favored us more. We was what, number 3 or 4? We was knocked down every damn week because of that. You remember they was talking about game control during that 2014 season. Florida State doesn't have enough game control. Tell me, have you heard the word game control within the last 7 goddamn years? You haven't heard that shit at all. Them motherfuckers.
Media just makes some shit up and ride it. Dog. Quit.
Game control. What the fuck is game control, bro?
Y'all wasn't whooping ass like y'all was.
That's what they said. They just don't have enough game control.
They wasn't whooping ass because the year before, y'all whooping ass. This year's like
that was crazy.
They winning, but I don't know.
Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying. I feel like that's just the catch-22.
I think it's a blend. You're right. I think you're on to the best concept. I think go back to the BCS and just expand it to a playoff ranking.
Right.
I think that's the best way.
Top 4 on the BCS rankings in.
I ain't mad at that. It's hard to find a coach. My man Gary Patterson just got.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They say he retiring, but we know what happened. Mid-season.
Got his ass up out of there.
What y'all thinking?
Who fired?
Huh?
Who fired? I missed that. I'm sorry.
Gary Patterson, TCU coach. He was the second longest tenured coach in college football.
And he was the best coach that they had by far.
Ever.
Oh, yeah. He's a legend out there.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever replace him. I don't think it'll be a downgrade.
He's getting a statue out there and all type of weird shit. He's about to come be our DC. I don't know. I think like their defense is terrible right now, by the way, Harlan.
Yeah, but that's been their MO though when he's been at TCU is tough defenses.
Yeah, he's good defensive mind. I don't know where he's at with it again. I just found that
with
real
today's
crazy
game too though.
Yeah, today's game just a little different for these older guys, but that caught me by surprise. I thought that was a guy they should let just ride the season out. So I'm interested like how that played out behind the scenes where it got to a point where they got to let that's like firing Bobby Bowden mid-season.
Right.
I think that
shit had to be egregious. Yeah, something had to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll come out soon.
He probably just got insulted by the notion, period. Because almost like you guys are saying, like
stepped down in the seat, said, "Fuck it, I built this shit. I'm leaving right now."
Right? Yeah, like because I'm like I don't know no TCU coaches, but I know Gary Patterson is a reputable name. I knew the name.
Gary Patterson turned down jobs to stay at TCU.
Right. Sure. And then you gonna come at me about what's going on when again, am I getting the support I need to try to compete against the Texas A&M, and we had Texas Christian. I don't know their rules. I know they probably got some of them BYU rules. So it's like, bro, what I'm giving you is the best you're gonna get. To be honest with you, so I don't know what
these boys can't even get cheeks on their visits.
Right? Yeah, it's like what you want.
And Zach Evans still went there with Florida. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. And it was crazy. It was even crazy. Zach Evans in the damn transfer portal. It was
right.
He did it. He may have knew because he did it ahead of this news.
No, we would have. Zach Evans, we had a legit shot. The Corona cost us him. That's when the pandemic hit and the visits kind of got shut down. We never got a physical visit, and he kind of just stayed out in Texas. So that one, Brew having that one in the back, we got a little fucked on that one. But yeah, he's in the transporter right now as well, and he's been hooping like that kid can ball.
Yeah, he's a player.
Definitely forward. It's gonna be interesting to see what the transfer portal look like, man. It'll be a lot of free agency, man. Players could go somewhere and play right away and go shake some rosters up. That's what I want to get into. Like, we can't recruit. Let's go see who ain't playing on Georgia. Like, god damn, there's a lot of y'all over here can play. Y'all boys sure y'all want to come over here?
Phone call.
Yeah.
What you doing? I seen you over there with no helmet on, bro. You sure you don't want to get a little action?
Right.
Well, you selling the right thing. I don't know. It's like, I'll wait. You know what I mean?
Now, the wildest story in the news got to be the special teams coach from Texas and the monkey.
That's crazy. And what's even crazier, man, she deleted that. She deleted the whole damn Twitter page.
Hold on, let me find this article.
The monkey bit the kid.
And the Halloween party. I say the monkey won't fucking let go either, man. Like that dude was locked jawed on that shit.
Like a pit.
Yeah.
Imagine you trying to shake a monkey loose.
Right.
Like, first off, where in the fuck did this monkey come from?
Right. How you explain that shit? Like, long story, man, I got bit by a monkey.
Yeah, right? Yeah, long story.
I was trying to find this. I had this article somewhere. I don't know why I can't find it right now.
Queued up. Let's see if I know it's in our group chat.
That's where I'm at with it now. I thought I had it somewhere else.
Oh, sounds like an edit point. Yeah, you might as well edit that on up, cousin.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take me a lead real quick while y'all find that story. We'll come back after that.
Yeah. I just look it up at this point. Keep scrolling.
Yeah, I'm about to say you probably find it now.
Yeah. Find it quicker, just Googling or some shit.
Yeah. Look it up real quick.
Smoke the store then. Good shit, Smoke.
Oh, you did it in chat? Okay, cool. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break real quick too.
I'll do the same.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, fuck. Anybody watching this live? Now that I think about it, I'm sitting here eating potato salad.
Right.
I forget would be all right.
No coleslaw?
Nah.
No, no slow.
They slaw ain't as good over there. They potatoes out the shit. It's Jim and Nick's. Jim and Nick's got some dope potato salad. Coleslaw, all right. They ain't like that.
True.
Some ain't nobody going coleslaw hunting. That was funny as shit.
Now, Savannah, a pretty cool city, though, man. We played Savannah a couple times. Not, when I was at Cookman. Savannah, a pretty cool city.
Oh yeah, Savannah State.
Yeah.
We done dropped down now. Shit, I think we play high schools now.
Yeah, the motherfuckers came to the meeting and said, "Fuck that, let me go back
Yeah,
down."
we're getting their ass whooped. And motherfuckers were like, "Man, we can't drop like shit. Now we winning shit. Shut y'all ass up."
Right.
You want these W's or you want to say we in the MEAC?
And once they first went to the MEAC, Savannah State was playing some big dogs, man. They was going to play a lot of big time schools trying to get that money.
Oh yeah, they played us. I think they played both of us in the same year.
Mm-hmm.
They played Oklahoma State. They played Miami, Florida
Well,
State.
them boys trying to get all that cash.
Hey, they did spin it back in the program though.
That's the way it's supposed to be. Because like whenever when Cookman play Miami or something like that, man, that's how we get all our like new uniforms, new helmets, and all that type of shit. So we put that to the program.
Yeah, they did a good job with that. I will give them that.
Yeah.
Well, that shit they were hitting right there. Boy, I need that. Hungry the bitch. So, all right, what we got left? We want to do the story about the monkey.
Yeah, damn shit. We going to
Shit, we still got to do prize picks and life coach.
I'm not saying yeah. Then we're going to the picks and we touched on NIL, I guess.
Yeah, y'all need to hurry your ass up.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Oh no.
Well, it's crazy. It's crazy how we be flowing, man. You look at the fucking time, man. That shit be 2.5. Like, god damn.
Yeah, but Harlan got to edit this shit and get it out in the morning.
Y'all did that shit all backwards.
Yeah, we did. Now it's on me, man. Because I could have sworn I said 6 o'clock. I was tripping. That's on me.
He's like, oh, I'm last. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, you supposed to be.
I come up to the goddamn thing. Everybody on fucking time thinking this before. I done jumped in at 5:58. And I'm like, what the fuck? 30.
That's why I was like, yo, hit this man.
Why y'all ain't called? Y'all should have been hit me up.
My bad, fellas. You ready?
We was running our mouth, and then I just said, yo, what the fuck, CJ?
All right, y'all should have hit me up. I ain't know, man. I guess I did know, but I just got that shit misconstrued. But yeah, we get into the story. We keep rolling.
Yeah, it's all good. I got the story. A Texas coach ex-stripper girlfriend monkey biting a kid on Halloween has become college football's top story.
That's fucking amazing headline, man.
That's a crazy headline.
That's a hell of a sentence.
Right.
Because I got bit by a monkey one time too, but I ain't called the authorities. Shout out to her.
Okay, so Monday night college. That's crazy. You got problems, fam.
Hey, that was smooth, bro. Don't lie like that. All right, go ahead, bro.
This fucking guy. You got something else, my dude. All right, so Monday night college football Twitter became enthralled by a story that at first seemed too outrageous to be true. But as facts and important people involved in the story came forward, it only got stranger. Word emerged from an unverified account that claimed a monkey owned by Texas special teams assistant Jeff Banks bit a young trick-or-treater on Halloween. It seemed like such a ridiculous thing, it had to be a fake story, but as people did more digging, they learned it was, in fact, partially true. The real story was that Banks is now with an ex-stripper named Danielle, a.k.a. Pole Assassin.
Oh, shit.
Which has
Hey, that gotta be the most ruthless. That gotta be the most savage damn stripper ever, bro. Pole Assassin. Hey,
How Why?
She got first of all, how you wife that? Second of all, he as a special team coach at Texas, bro. What the fuck? What kind of program is Sark running, bro? This motherfucker Hill Island, man.
No. I look at it like the monkey got a IG page and he at the strip club with her.
Oh, hell, crazy.
This is a wild story.
Oh shit, my bad.
She came out was like defending the monkey and everything,
bro. I seen the video. Like
it wasn't his monkey, so he's off the hook. Shout out to him. I bet he probably like, God damn, it ain't my monkey, but got all my business in the streets.
Right. Yeah, but now everybody knows that's a damn stripper.
What you say, Larry?
I said, oh, it was his monkey, all right.
Is it?
His monkey got him in trouble.
But it isn't his monkey.
His monkey.
Do that monkey belong to the streets?
Right.
It might.
But both of them belong to the streets. Look like
you bad if your mom don't know about this chick and your family don't know that you dating pole assassin.
Right. For pole assassin. Parents forget all about the damn monkey. They talking about the damn stripper.
That's a shitty stripper name. I've heard that's the worst stripper name I've heard in my entire life. Pole assassin.
It's some superhero shit, man. Like some super villain shit.
I can't breathe. That is that is quite the name.
Yeah, that story is crazy.
That's a good question, Harlan. What kind of monkey? Like a mini one or a orangutan? I'm assuming.
No, it's a mini. It's like one of them little
spider monkeys.
Yeah, for sure. Spider.
Yeah. But it's crazy. They say when that damn monkey locked down, like it would not let go of that goddamn kid, man. That shit is crazy.
They got pit bull grip?
Pit bull fucking grip. I mean, you know monkeys are just strong as it is, man. Like that shit just show, man. Like them type of animals ain't nothing to be fucked with.
I'm down for pets and shit, dog. But monkeys move a little bit too much like people for me to be getting.
Yeah, for real. Too much personality, bro.
Yeah,
that monkey
They start thinking on their own and shit. Ain't no telling what's going through that motherfucking head.
He probably had him dressed like a little vampire or some shit. He's like, yo, this shit itch, bro. I don't really feel like this, man.
And them damn kids probably rattling his damn kids. Motherfucker put that hand in there and he caught that damn hand, it was over.
And monkey was like, yo, don't touch me, dog. Dog. Hooked off shit out of it. Yeah, that's crazy. And you know, it's so crazy. Like, why is this even a story? But it is. Like,
this should be a story. This is hilarious, man.
It's a special teams coach. Like he said, like, never pet a monkey that's not yours. Amen, Smoke.
Never pet a monkey that's not yours.
That's words to live by.
Hey, that's the show title.
Yeah. There you
Guess
go.
who won't ever be petting monkeys?
Monkeys for everybody.
But no, it's just funny that like it's a story because it's a monkey, but it's a story bigger than that because a special teams coach at Texas is dealing with a stripper named Pole Assassin.
The Pole Assassin.
A monkey. Like, this is fucking nuts.
And you know, it's a tweet too.
He gotta go on the recruiting trail, bro.
What's his name? DeMar Overshawn, the Texas safety. Let me get his exact name.
You know, somebody mama living room after you just got caught out with.
Yeah, DeMar being Overshawn, University of Texas safety or linebacker / safety. He had tweeted out prior to this even came out. He had tweeted out, man, I want a pet or something like that. I think I want a monkey. And the special teams coach had on responding and said, "No, you don't." He told like, "No, the hell you don't, bro."
Yeah, they're dealing with you got a step monkey.
Think you do,
right?
A step monkey.
Yeah, you motherfucker got a step monkey.
That's crazy,
right? But he hate that step monkey, man. He said, "No, you don't."
No, you don't want, man. I got one of the motherfuckers. Right.
A step monkey.
Pole Assassin got to be doing crazy ass tricks for him. One, to even bring him in the fold like that. Two, the lot of got to bring in the monkey too, man. He bringing in 2 crazy ass monkeys. That shit got to be down. That shit.
Holy shit! So what happened to the kids? They end up like going to the hospital or something?
Oh yeah, they about to get paid.
No, they about to get paid like a motherfucker. And I'm like, when she got out here doing these videos and stuff, I'm like, she don't delete her social media now, but I was like,
yeah, like it's already out there. I'm
pretty sure you are putting shit that's they're gonna be using all that shit in court. You get off these people's social medias.
Too late now. Once it's on the internet, it lives forever.
Let's get up out of this college football. I got some pro shit I want to talk about. To be real with you, there's a lot of pro shit going on. We all want to start at.
Getting this. Let's do the prize picks and then
Prize pick. Oh yeah, I forgot about the prize pick. I got so much. There's so much pro shit to talk about, bro. What we got?
All right, man. Prize picks. Prize picks is the easy way to play daily fantasy. It's daily fantasy simplified. It's just you versus projected numbers. You can choose from yards, TDs, fantasy points, and much more. You can also pick from football, MMA, boxing, and soccer. Download Prize Picks right now and they'll match your deposit $100. They will match your deposit 100% up to $100. Again, if you download the app right now, they will match your deposit 100% up to $100. Use the promo code RollUp. Prize Picks, baby.
Shout out to my man Darius, man. He be tagging us in his prize picks or whatever. He winning that bread as well.
All right, fellas. Hold on. What's the records right now?
Where we at with it? In the words of Bold James, where we at with it?
So we got CJ and Larion were the only ones that picked UGA right. Silk picked UF. I don't know why.
You know why. I got a job to do here, Harlan. So you don't know why.
This is the Lion Show.
Silk and Larion got Clemson right. Larion was the only one to get UM. Y'all all got Michigan State right. CJ was the only one to get Auburn. Y'all all missed Iowa.
Oh, yeah. Auburn what?
Yeah.
Larion was the only one to get Ohio State. And
Got my ass whooped and got out of there this weekend.
CJ was the only one to miss on Notre Dame. So we're sitting here today.
I picked Notre Dame in North Carolina. I picked Notre Dame. Notre Dame, right?
Yeah, you picked Notre Dame. Wait.
You only want
to get I won it. Yeah, I won that.
You don't want to get Notre Dame. That's my fault.
Yeah, you said.
And we did the spread for Penn State and Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
That spread was like 18, wasn't it? I think we did.
I didn't mark down the spread, so I don't know.
We did the spread for that one.
We did the spread. That's the only way that
Okay, so I lost that one because I thought they were going to beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
What do you have it down? Who did you say win? What was the?
So for C,
I had Penn State covered.
and Silk both picked Penn State to cover, I guess, and then Larry picked Ohio State. So was Penn State? Did they cover?
Yeah, they covered.
No, they covered. Yeah, Penn State did cover. Yep.
Okay, so
I changed a little bit.
So CJ's at 35 and 29. Silk is at 33 and 31.
Shit.
And Larion is at 31 and 33 with the correction from Ohio State.
Yeah, it should be. Yep.
All right.
That's tight.
We don't have any prize picks this week because they haven't updated it yet. So I'll give the people my parlay for this week. Virginia Tech covers Army Air Force over 37, Wisconsin money line, Iowa money line, Houston money line, Wake Forest plus 2.5, Baylor minus 6.5, and Ohio State minus 15. $5 bet for 150. So y'all are welcome. There you go.
My dog be petty hustling Harlan, bro.
$5
for 150 ain't a bad bet, bro.
That boy all the way up to like 1,500.
Right, man. You throw $30 on that parlay. Throw that $30 on that parlay.
All like, nah. Money in the bank every day. You can't lose like that, though. You're right. It's positive every time.
It's a slow build, but it builds.
Hey, but it ain't no negatives. That's all that matters. There ain't no negatives.
5 for 150 is legit shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I might cash that. I might put that one in as well.
Yeah, I might check it out. All right, so the first game we got Wake Forest at North Carolina. This is a tough one. Wake Forest at North Carolina. Ooh.
What's the spread?
4.5 Wake.
Shit.
At North Carolina.
I'll
go first.
Bag of bullshit.
I'll go first. I'll take Wake. I think Sam hasn't quite lived up to the hype as much as, because Sam's supposed to be in the Heisman race. Remember how we saying we don't really have
He might still be in that bitch.
Right, that's how bad it is.
You're right. Yeah.
You might get an invite.
That's the same measuring stick, man.
Yeah, Emory might get an invite. Fuck around here.
Oh, that's not that.
For real, man.
I'll take.
I was on
Wake,
to something, huh?
Right.
Yeah, right now. Let it come full circle. I told you. I'm like, this motherfucker.
Nah,
I'll take Wake. I'll take Wake to cover. I think they just played super.
To cover or to win?
Or to win. I'm sorry, to win.
Yeah. Okay.
Either way, I think they'll cover, and I think they'll win. I think they'll play super disciplined ball. Hartman is now he's kind of quietly having a really great year, but again, he played Wake, so that shuts some of that noise up. He's one of the. I think he's like. I was just looking at it right before we got on. I definitely want to say confidently he's in the top 10, if not higher, for college football quarterbacks right now as far as PFF goes. So I'm gonna put it.
He's 9th in yards, 9th in touchdowns, and 3rd in QBR.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean he's having a great year, and again they play some great disciplined ball. So I'm gonna take Wake Forest.
Yeah, I think I'm agree. I'm going with Wake, just for the simple fact that, like I said, they're not going to beat themselves. Real disciplined football. And Sam Hartman again is having one of the better years in college football, but it's going unnoticed because he's at Wake Forest. So yeah, give me Wake.
Yeah. UNC's been a mixed bag of bullshit. Like I said, give me Wake Forest.
All right, we got Auburn at Texas A&M. Ooh, this is
God damn.
Yeah,
Texas A&M number 13.
All right, how the fuck that Bama win?
All back up there, right?
That Bama win, man. God damn.
Yeah, these are tough picks to be real.
I'll keep the rotation going. Give me A&M at home. I like A&M at home.
Yeah, it's a home game. Okay.
Yeah, they 4.5 point favorites.
Just because they're at home, I go with them. I think I like Ole Miss, but just because they're at home, I'm going with A&M.
What Ole Miss got to do with that game?
Auburn.
The Ole Miss. Shit, Auburn. I'm thinking about the Auburn Ole Miss game last week.
Yeah, last week.
Give me Auburn. I'm gonna go with Auburn. I like Auburn in this.
Upset.
I'm
right.
gonna take Auburn upset on the road.
On the road.
That's gonna be a tough one. That's a good pick. You got me second guessing. All right, we got Tennessee at Kentucky.
Nah, that's just crazy. Is that right? Because they got Tennessee at 5-point dogs.
Yeah, that's about right.
But
Tennessee is playing better than they should be this year. I think they're playing a little over their head. But
Tennessee
playing
like
at home. That's
Tennessee been playing tough, and then Kentucky also lost the goddamn Mississippi State last week, 17-31.
They did, yeah.
It was on the road though. I'm gonna go Kentucky at home.
That's why I say I just like the home field. That's damn. You know what? Nope. I'm gonna go with the experts on this one. Go ahead and give me Tennessee. I'll take Tennessee.
They got Tennessee favorite?
Yeah. Tennessee is -5. And Kentucky's at home, yeah. Tennessee unranked. That's why I was asking if that was right.
Is that right?
Wait, is that half a point? Oh, it's not -5, so it's a toss-up. It's a half a point. Well, I mean, either way, they're still favored.
Yeah, but five is a lot on the road. So I was like, yo, that's
even being favored as an unranked team.
Those two,
on the
I think
road,
5 is on the road.
I mean, a point.
That's still
on
interesting.
The road.
That's an interesting line. I'm gonna go. I think Hypo could get high and run it up. I don't like. Give me Tennessee. I'll take Tennessee.
I'm comfortable with that one.
Yeah,
I like the way Hypo call games. I like his play calling chemistry.
Nah, he's cold,
talented, and mess y'all up.
We got VTech at Boston College. Give me VTech.
ACC is such a mixed bag. I'm gonna take Boston.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
home
really
team just makes sense these days, right?
That's the only reason I picked them.
Me Boston College, just because they home.
Just home. That's the only. I got no other reason because ACC's been so up and down without that top dog to kind of control things. And do we have another one? Is that last one?
Yeah, that's it. My bad, fellas. That's it.
Okay. Cool beans.
So that's why VT a lot.
I
ain't flopping back, Harlan. I'm gonna stick with my pick, bro.
Well, I might bet with you because you're doing pretty good, and I've been floundering a little bit lately. I make a little, I lose a little. I make a little, I lose a little. So maybe you got it. I'll do not for this show, but for money purposes, I'll go ahead and take Virginia Tech.
Unfortunately, man, we got to cover this. Just tragic news with Henry Ruggs, former wide receiver of Alabama, current wide receiver of the Raiders, got in a DUI accident involving the murder of or the homicide, I would say, of a young lady. In the news article, it's saying that he was doing 156 miles per hour.
That's fucking insane, bro.
Intoxicated and also had a loaded weapon in the car. He's arrested.
Be careful with
Raiders
them loaded
released
weapons,
him.
man.
Yeah, no doubt. You should be advocate for that. Released by the Raiders.
Release, yeah. I was just about to say.
Still in police custody. What are y'all opinions first? I mean, tragedy. Rest in peace to and condolences to the family of the victim. First off, that's
Absolutely.
the most important thing.
I mean, that shit's crazy, man. Like, it's just a sad situation all around, man. It's something that could have been 100% avoided because, excuse me. Also learned that NFL provides services to these players. Like, it's a number that they can text on a text or call on the back of their on the NFL card, and it has a number in regards they can call for a ride or whatever for free service.
Right.
And
So
money in the object to them anyway.
Exactly. So yeah, if you want to pay for the Uber and stuff, you can do that too. So, but man, you just gotta be aware of the situation, man. I feel like his I don't know, man. I think his girlfriend should have been a little more responsible also and kind of pushing him to not drive that car, man. But you'll likely change in the weekend with that dog. That shit good.
What was the thing? What was the thing with his girlfriend?
She was in the car with him. She was
she was in the car as well.
Yeah.
But see, who to say she wasn't intoxicated as well. I think the biggest thing I think we can take from this, and any of our listening audience, I'm sure we have some younger people that check us out as well. It's a cautionary tale. Bottom line is that was a young man that he just made a bad call, and alcohol isn't going to ever help you make great calls, right? As a grown man, I could tell you some of the worst decisions I ever made was when I was, intoxicated via alcohol. So what I've learned as I've gotten a little bit older is to be precautionary before I consume. So what probably would have saved, this young man a lot of trouble is to never have hopped in that car before he even left his house. If you do that man, I'm telling you, that'll save you a ton of trouble. Perfect example. I just said I went to Jacksonville and man, I got ripped down pretty quick. Well, you know what I didn't have? My car. My car was back at the hotel. I preemptively went, no way I'm taking my car. I'm going to go out. I'm going to have a good time. And I'm just going to enjoy myself and not have to worry about that stress. I paid inflated rates for Uber, but guess what? I didn't kill anyone. I didn't hurt myself. I didn't get a DUI, which costs a ton of money. So, I think that's the biggest thing to take away from this Henry Ruggs thing, because in a flash of an eye, everything he's had is gone now. The Raiders have already dropped him. So that's done.
And he's going to be sick.
He was on his way. Man. Yeah, he was on his way.
No, what I'm saying is the Raiders dropped him in, like, people with money kind of get the slap and wrist in certain situations, but you go, he about to sit for this shit, man, because this shit is crazy.
I think so,
he literally saw the girl, and I feel for him too, because he was sitting it was a video of him sitting on the sidewalk on the curb watching the car burn.
Oh man, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Jesus. Again, another cautionary tale is, these moments, he gonna be haunted by it.
Which is crazy because he's dedicated some of his football career to a friend of his that died in a car accident, in a DUI accident.
I totally forgot about that. I remember seeing that story. I remember seeing that story on like ESPN, I want to say. So that makes
150. I can't imagine going 156, period.
I have, and it's fast.
Yeah,
it is
the
fast.
most I've been is like 130.
I've done it in the car, it don't bite. I went 180 on the bike. Bro, I was
fucking on a bike like that. That's too damn.
Blessed to be alive, bro. Like hindsight 2020. I seen somebody going that fast and kind of disintegrate on 95, bro. Like wow, shit. But somebody going that speed is just
and then but going that
insane,
speed
man.
on and then being doubled the 0.8 because it was 0.16 blood alcohol level. Like
Right.
that's crazy.
It's insane.
It's just you
man.
don't have the reaction time. There's just
Nah.
no way to have it. When a vehicle is moving that fast,
You can't react period sober, so to speak.
right?
Bro,
Exactly.
Just
I've
don't
done it
drive,
so.
bro. It's just a terrible decision on his behalf, man. And it's crazy. Like life is that fragile. Think you could get away with it one time and just being young and
yeah, that's a good point, man.
And
That's another thing. Like we all been that age where we feel like we fucking invincible at a young
Right.
age, or whatever. When you're really not. Like you feel like we gotta. I know me personally. We were just speaking about it with you guys. No younger ourselves and that way with a lot of bullshit or whatever. You know what I'm saying, that we skated away free from. But this is a situation, man. Like no, you can't play with that, man. Like if you're in a situation like that, man, like I said, just leave your keys at the house. Don't even put yourself in this situation.
I can't wait to not drive.
Right.
I said that is
Somebody come around me with gas happy and want to ride their shit. Why jump right? Yeah, bro, drive. Shit.
It's just, I expressed this on one of our other shows. Cup, shout out to the whole crew over there. If y'all aren't listening, check us out, man. But I expressed that when I give these cautionary tales, it's not because I was so cool that I avoided all these situations. A lot of these situations, my dumb ass did. So I know it's harder to listen when you're younger, but I'm like the cool uncle, bro. Listen to cool uncle. I'm telling you, just don't do that shit, man. Like that one moment that his life's gonna be
not
forever
only don't
altered.
do it when you see your friends about to go drive and talk,
Stop them.
stop that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm big
Stop
on that,
it.
man.
Somebody
Like,
say that
stop
shit.
that shit, man. Don't let your loved ones, people you care about, get in the car drunk because they could kill somebody else and also kill themselves, man. So
Absolutely.
sometimes save your friends from themselves sometimes.
For themselves, absolutely. We almost had to fight one of my homeboys. Not that, it was like 2 years ago, because we looked at each other like, we kept telling him, yo, don't get in the car, don't get in the car. He kept trying to get in the car, and we looked at each other like, yeah, I think we got to whip his ass. We was like, I don't think he's going to listen. We had to fight him tooth and nail to just don't drive. We've been watching you all night. You've been sitting with us. You had too much. It's okay. It's okay to, have overindulged as long as you are responsible from that point forward. So, prayers up, like you said, to both families, his and the life for the young lady who was lost. That's just terrible, man. Just soak it up. Just think about it. Something to take in.
Man, that's just like, I can only imagine sitting in that cell, going from being on top of the world, bro, a millionaire, like everything at your grasp, to it all gone at the blink of an eye, man. So just prayers out to the family, the condolences, and still prayers to that young man, man. It's an egregious mistake. Like, he made a terrible decision and fucked up, but prayers to him. He had to sit there and watch that shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know that's seeing him alive.
Man, that's crazy.
All right, what we got? You need some energy pick up? Play some Kodak. Need to bop a little bit. Deshaun Watson that fiasco has kind of come to a halt. That's kind of it. It's over with, right? The deadline has passed. Wasn't traded. Dolphins was the last people that were showing some interest there, and that kind of fell apart. We ride into the offseason and see what happened with Deshaun. What y'all think happened? And what's y'all opinion on the whole Dolphins fiasco?
If I was the Dolphins, I'd have fucking pulled the damn trigger, man, because I feel like not going into the offseason is going to open up a whole bunch of other teams to get into the sweepstakes of Deshaun Watson, make a room. I feel like that was their window to kind of secure it. I also think that the legal issues it's going to be taken care of. And I know Watson, the reason it's not taken care of now because he didn't want to settle for no bullshit or whatever. He's not really going for that because he didn't do anything illegal, so to speak. So he just want to have everything play out and clear his name, which I feel like it would be done, because if it was actually something, would have been had something come up by now. I mean,
yeah, this ain't criminal at this point,
right? Exactly.
I do think the Dolphins look absolutely nuts as the regulator staff and crew, bro. You drafted a guy number 6 overall
last year,
and you've been flirting. I don't even like the way they rolled him out initially. You know what I'm saying? Like his initial rollout, his rookie season was shitty.
Nah, because he was going with back and forth for Ryan Fitzpatrick, right?
Right. So like the handling of Tua has been just terrible. And I think like they've been flirting with Deshaun Watson for this like a whole year, like since the offseason. They've been flirting with this shit. So like what do you go back with Tua? You look back at him at this point when you were just about to go to a trade with a guy that got all these crazy massage shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like you about to
bullshit.
the masseuse burglar.
Like where you go?
Like, how bad am I?
Right.
Like y'all trying to
his psyche, bro.
Right, y'all trying to trade me for the goddamn the damn masseuse burglar.
Come on, bro. Y'all got the serial masseuse sniper.
Right.
Fondler.
The diabolical happy ending.
Right. Yeah. You gotta find a way to make this trade. Like you gotta jump through hoops to make this happen.
Right.
Because you didn't look that crazy.
And then you didn't. So you're right. Like it's what a horribly managed organization. Like it's been bad for me being a Hurricanes fan. But I tell people all the time, at least I ain't doubled down with the Dolphins because that organization has just been a total shit show. They have not done anything right. And the NFL ain't like college. It's set up to help you get right. Right. You just got to make the right decisions. And man, like, how do you go to Tua now? How do you talk to him now? There's no confidence. If I'm Tua, I want out.
Yeah, like fuck y'all.
At this point, at this point, I just rather a fresh start, man. I'll go to Detroit. And that's saying a lot.
I don't know.
That's saying a lot. See, that's why I said that, because that makes you think a little bit, right? Like,
don't say that. Just shows how mismanaged they've handled
they
that.
Have been, right?
It's been bad.
They're getting close to Detroit because it doesn't make sense. I definitely didn't expect Miami to be this bad this year.
Nah, because I felt like they was making all the right moves. At one point in time, they looked pretty decent. Went 8-8 last year. Got some draft picks in the chamber.
They showed some promise, man. But then like old Dolphin, like that's what they gonna do, bro.
Pop back up.
Yeah.
It's funny because we covered the whole Deshaun Watson thing. I was a guest at that point when we first had that story.
For sure.
And man, we still don't have any resolution in sight. It's like Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion, bro. Like, I really want to. I'm starting to
let's get to the bottom of this shit. Do somebody got the pistol? Like,
I need bullets? To know.
Right.
I need to know.
This was the big one, though. This was the big one, though, fellas. Go ahead, Larry. My bad for interrupting.
Oh no, I was just going to ask a question real quick. I think next year he'll be dealt.
Definitely all season.
Yeah, some kind of way it'll happen next year.
100%.
How, where? I can't guess a landing spot at this point.
Man, Carolina would be interesting, man. Sam Darnold not looking like he the answer. Right.
Butt cheeks.
Carolina could be the answer. But this was the shockwave though, man. Von Miller to the Rams. And what's even crazier, the 9 point
power up on y'all ass.
Oh, man, the Rams tall. The Rams ready. But 9 point
Logan,
contract is 9.7 mil. And then the goddamn Denver paying $9 million of that contract. The Rams only got to pay this motherfucker $700K this year.
We gotta make Super Bowl plans. Logan, I know you listening, man. Set us up, man. LA.
Bro, I'm a 49ers fan. You know how I felt when I heard that shit. Von Miller, what'd they get? Man,
that's crazy.
No, imagine D-line with Von Miller and Aaron Donald on me. Like, that shit is crazy. And then you got Jalen Ramsey.
And then you got lockdown, dog. That's like nuts.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
That's nuts, man.
That's elite level talent at each level of the defense.
Yeah, that shit.
And then you got Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp,
the receiver. Then what's crazy, man? I seen the fucking video of goddamn Cam Akers running, making cuts. Like he just fucking tore his Achilles 4 months ago. No, 8 weeks ago. No, excuse me. It was 4 months ago, right before camp or whatnot.
Yeah, because I
keep telling people, bro, when these boys get hurt, I think they upgrading body parts and shit.
No, I've never seen a dude come back from Achilles that damn fast. They say he possibly ready for the playoffs, so they get kicked back too.
The boy be bouncing back stronger, man.
Yeah,
like, that shit different nowadays. I think they put some different shit in people, man.
And that's another thing too. That's another thing I want to kind of touch on, man. Like, and I hate people that kind of value draft picks to a certain. You draft picks are good, but when you had not a program, when you had a when you got a team like the Packers, so to speak, what the fuck you holding on to draft picks for? Why don't you trade that first round pick and go get you that receiver Aaron Rodgers need? Because your window to win is right now. You feel me?
Aaron full of shit. Oh, Aaron.
No, that's
crazy now.
Pre-COVID Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, though, like even with the Rams, like that's an organization that understands that shit, man. This is our fucking window right now. Fuck these draft picks. I ain't trying to develop a lot of
right now.
I'm trying to win right now because your window closes just like that. Hell, even with the Jags had a window at one point in time. And that shit closed just like that, bro. That
and
shit
it's gonna keep closing with the Jags. It ain't nobody.
Man, be respectful, bro. They cheated us that year, dog.
They did, but ain't nobody standing in Jacksonville.
Yeah. Ain't nothing to do but eat. Like go to Crab Boys and shit, man. I mean, time you gonna eat Jenkins barbecue.
Your house,
right? Juicy crowd, three times a week.
Yeah. Ain't nothing to do, man.
We got the goddamn COVID burglar.
Bro, this guy's wild. I like his tricky word play. Try to pull that link up, Harlan. I want to play that audio of Aaron Rodgers because they asked him in the past. So Aaron Rodgers was pop. His PO, he popped positive for COVID. So he got to go sit down a little bit. He violated. Quick little VOP by Aaron Rodgers. He was asked, and people thought he was vaccinated for some odd reason.
Right, they thought he was really vaccinated.
Yeah, people thought he was vaccinated, but he was real slick when asked about being vaccinated. So I want to play this clip because this is a real slick guy.
He's an elite word player.
Yeah, he's and I'm gonna allow that word.
Spin doctor.
He just kept talking, like, and I was like, "That's real." Yeah, he just keep talking, just saying. He felt like it was you, Larry, a little bit.
Not me. Remember you said Rob.
That's how he got out of it, though. But he just kept
talking
different words.
D-Rob.
That's D-Rob.
Yeah, D-Rob game.
Yeah, D-Rob will say some outlandish shit and then throw some other shit to kind of throw you off the set.
You just keep talking, and ain't nobody paying attention to the fact that wait a minute.
That's exactly what happened. That boy said some bullshit and kept rambling, and they forgot to catch on to the bullshit.
Shit.
So you vaccinated? I talk about immunizations or whatever you said.
He got the clip.
Immunized. That's what he said.
Yeah, immunized.
Any conversation? Are you vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized. There's a lot of
talking about the measles shot.
Conversation around it, around the league, and a lot of guys who have made statements and I've made statements, owners who made statements. There's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated. I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys. There's guys that have been vaccinated that contracted COVID. So it's an interesting issue that I think we're going to see played out the entire season. I'm not sure what they're going to do with, the testing schedule. I know that talking to JC, the PA, had talked about testing every single day for everybody. The league, obviously, I think shot that down or didn't want to do that. I don't know if it was financially incentivized or whatnot, but it'll be interesting to see what happens if we can, if the protocols change at some point. It's obviously something that's moving. He
got that shit off him, didn't he?
Aaron Rodgers sound like me at a job interview.
Right, for real, bro.
What's your biggest weakness?
Right.
Well, I'm a perfectionist. The job never done quite good enough for me. I got.
Aaron Rodgers remind me of the dirty cop on Snowfall. A little bit.
So what? He
literally looked like him.
He looked just like Teddy. I thought it was related. Shit.
Yeah. Teddy. Yeah.
Shout out to that. But all the vaccine shit that Cam got, you would think like people have been more harped on. Like Aaron Rodgers is a superstar in the league, and nobody knew he wasn't vaccinated, and that wasn't a thing. He was real slick. They asked me if he was vaccinated. He said, "No, I've been immunized or whatever."
Right,
he said.
He said, "Yeah."
He said, "Yeah, I've been."
With Cam, he said, "Fuck it, I'm not vaccinated, so fuck it. I mean, take it how you want to take it." He skated around that shit a little bit.
No, he did a great job because I wouldn't have picked up on that either.
No, I wouldn't.
That was good. That was.
We should have known that A-Rod wasn't vaccinated though.
Yeah, that motherfucker said, "Fuck
yeah, he
that."
on some weirdo vibes, so I could kind of dig that. Like I think his wife like eat dirt and stuff like that.
Yeah, so she's
No,
big.
bro,
They say she's real big on holistic stuff. And
Yeah, no, like dead ass. Yeah, like I'm not
that's
even
a word.
like I think she suns her butthole, that kind of stuff. You know, them type of people. You know, they like rock their legs backwards and let their butt get sunlight, vitamin D.
No, you don't know if his wife does that. Like you wilding out.
I'm telling you, no. Okay,
I've been through some vitamin D on the end of it.
No, somebody does that, but I don't know if Aaron Rodgers' wife does that shit, bro. You wilding. Shout out to I'm with the holistic shit. I don't know what's going on, what his beliefs are, but I just think it's like a little contradictory as far as the coverage of it. Like there was a lot of like in every sport, not just. I don't think it's just. I'm just like surprised that A-Rod didn't get a lot of attention about this shit. Kyrie, other sports, anybody that's not getting vaccinated, it's a story.
Because they didn't know. He tricked us.
Yeah, he bamboozled.
He definitely tricked me. That's why I was laughing so hard. I was muted, but he tricked me because I was like, that was really good.
And I think he knew that shit too.
I didn't catch it till CJ said something in the group chat. He just like, he lied. So I was like, maybe listen to the video. And I listened to it. I was like, oh, yeah, he did.
He spent it.
He kind of did. No, he slick lied. Because he said, they asked him. He said, right. I'm immune, but nah, bro, they actually be vaccinated.
Talking about the chicken pox.
Listen to how he said, yeah. Listen to how he said, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm immunized. He did it. It's elite. Listen, I'm a good bullshitter, man.
He bullshitted that whole 2 minutes.
He smoked me.
He started talking about other shit, protocols.
Yeah, you know, people in the league ain't got it, you know. Hey, I ain't
some people do got it, they still catch you. That motherfucker just talking and talking, bro.
Hey, they talking about testing every day.
Well, man, I mean, some players got popped today that's vaccinated and tested positive. So it's just, I don't even want to get on that. That's all that shit is. I mean, people can live however they want to live, man. But I just thought that was quite the story that wasn't a story, and it's because A-Rod slick as fuck.
Right, because I'll be honest with you, I ran more with the because y'all just heard live on air. That's the first time I heard that. A lot of times when we do the docket, I don't like to read everything because I like the element of surprise on the show. So I definitely was ready to play like, you know, more of the racial element. And then when I heard it, because you know how they beat Cam up, I agree. I was like, oh, this dude is good.
And that's probably he heard how Cam was getting all that damn backlash. And man, let me figure out a better way to go back this shit. You need to take a page out of A-Rod book, bro, because he definitely had me confused.
Why? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know why that's not like a private thing. Like, to me, that's like
I do think it's weird to ask.
Like, bro, ain't your fucking business. Bro, ain't your business.
Did or not? And they do, and they ask LeBron, like you right, they ask Cam. Why am I answering?
Wild shit. Like, why, bro? You don't own my body. I don't owe you anything, like to tell you what the fuck I'm doing to my body. Like, a lot of that shit is weird to me, but that's a whole nother story, dog. Like, I wouldn't be answering shit right now.
I'd be like, do you have syphilis?
Right.
Oh, that's crazy, ain't it? For me to ask you that shit. Motherfucker, don't ask me no shit like that. Like, it's my business, bro. What are you talking about?
It's a thing now, man.
Yeah, that is very weird. I don't like that.
Life coach.
Yeah, let's get on into life coach, man.
Let's get into life coach.
All right, life coach is brought to you by the now good people over at Spencer's Jerky because I got my right shirt. The only made to order jerky that starts with a trip to the butcher to source tender steak specifically for your batch. We'll marinate it for 24 hours in freshly crafted marinades using only locally sourced produce and all natural ingredients with no added sugars. 5 staple flavors include original, Old Bay, habanero bourbon, mandarin jalapeno, and of course lemon pepper.
Oh,
a little off today.
Real shit. You caught me like mid yawn, so
I was looking down. I was like,
you caught me mid yawn, bro.
Yeah, that's funny because I look up. I was like,
it was a situation, bad timing.
It's all good. Worldwide shipping for Spencer'sJerkyJerky.com. Hit them up over there and use exclusive promo code Big Meat for 10% off your order. Worldwide shipping from Jacksonville to Tokyo, Japan. I like it. I got a life coach question. I don't know if we got any other ones. I got DM one.
Who you got? Who you talking about?
All righty. They get right into it too. I got caught cheating. My girl found out by going in my Facebook instant messenger and immediately up and left me. I'm sick without her, and this isn't even my normal behavior. I just got caught up in nostalgia. Any advice on how to win her back over?
You gotta beg. You just gotta keep begging, bro. It's all. That's literally all you gotta do, bro. It's always this season's year round, bro. This season never ends. Get your girl back season. That shit is year round. That shit never ends. That shit is always in season. How when we talk about recruiting season and all that type of shit, get your girl back season is fucking year round.
Have y'all ever felt like getting it back though? Have you ever get your girl back and you like that shit ain't good?
But see, then it's gonna be a point of time where you like, man, I ain't gonna never get her ass back. You feel me? But you gotta stay consistent with that shit. And then
consistency sounds like stalking.
It does. Now you gotta play within the rules. Now don't get weird with this shit.
Right.
Now if she block you, feel me? You gotta just keep it moving. But if she's still responding, like, just know you still got some play with it.
You gotta respectfully beg, bro. Don't get screenshotable shit out there because
and then blame on your grandma. Blame on your grandma. My grandma just died, man. You know that's the reason I was texting you girls on Facebook message. I just miss my granny right now. I miss my granny. That shit work every damn time, bro.
Hey, yo, you get in my bag. I like it.
You don't go that far. You just might as well just like do the fake suicide shit before you.
Ooh,
the fake suicide.
Dirty game.
That should be working too.
That's a dirty game, but sometimes you gotta go there. Sometimes
I'm gonna kill myself. Man, hold on, baby. Chill, baby. Chill. Don't kill yourself, baby. Man, what the fuck? I ain't got shit to live for right now. Man, what you got shit to live for? Where you at? I'm going 95. I'm going 110 on the freeway right now. Pull over. Let's talk it out.
Yeah, that's a bag. I say go that route, bro. Get straight to it. Save yourself some time, dog. Like flowers and all that shit don't work like suicide.
Right.
Holy shit. He stole my answer. That's
on top of the roof right now.
Oh, yeah. I can't do this shit no more. Man, shit, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Just keep it pimping, dog. Just keep it moving. Don't even worry about it. She gonna want you back when you look happy. Go on out there and start winning out here. Start winning.
I want to know what he meant by nostalgia. Like,
if I had to imagine, I always tell people beware of Facebook because Facebook got them old cheeks. And if they happen to still look
terrible
good,
though, like
sometimes
in my world.
See that caveat I just threw at you. Right. If they happen to still look good, you know, remember
because the attempts are there,
right? So now it's like, now I'm dabbling in the old memories and old feelings, and you know, we talked about it on Cup. It's always a challenge. Your relationship's constantly a challenge, and it's constantly work. So if you got that moment of, you know what, man, I ain't even feeling her right now. And she talking all that good talk, it's easy to get caught up in that old thing. Easy to get caught up in that, man. You got to watch that. I tell people all the time, Facebook is the devil. Be careful.
Ain't nothing that an old-fashioned suicide attempt can't fix, Larry.
I think
not to make fun of suicide. Not to make fun of suicide. I don't want to get canceled or no shit.
Yeah.
But it is a good strategy if you want your girl back.
Nah.
Fake it.
I defer to y'all, actually, on this one. I think y'all definitely won on that one.
You gotta lay all cards on the table, man. Big.
She just gave him the play-by-play.
Harlan said we canceled.
I done been there plenty of times. And I can't even count.
Look at he said, "Oh, it worked for me."
Oh yeah, I done been there plenty of times.
I don't see partners do it. Get out the phone laughing like, bro, you wilding out with that, bro. What do you got going on? That's crazy. Shenanigans there.
Yeah,
she work every time, bro. What?
That's fucked up, man. That's
every so time toxic. You do this often.
That's what you keep doing. She ain't gonna work on me. I'll tell you right now, it ain't gonna work in reverse.
No, you gonna be the girl that say go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I'm gonna be like, well, God bless. God bless. Be well. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Before we do get out of here, I do want to give the Kobe Under Armour joint.
Oh, that hell yeah, dog.
Not Under Armour. Body Armour.
Invested $6 million in that bitch.
Yeah. Invested $6 million. What did it end up? $400 million?
$400 million. Yeah. Initially invested $6 million into Body Armour. A sports drink. And it became real popular over the years. And Kobe invested in it, was just starting out. and now Coca-Cola has bought body armor, and Kobe's investment in it turned out to a $400 million payout for the family. So shout out to Vanessa and the kids, man. That's real dope for them.
They ain't gonna be struggling now.
And I was telling people this, man, like you know how not LeBron, well, I feel like he's going to be, but Jordan is the billionaire. Kobe and LeBron was definitely on their way to being the next billionaire.
Yeah,
of course, LeBron's going to get there, but Kobe was definitely well on his way also prior to his death to be on the billionaire basketball players.
Yeah, is LeBron not a billionaire?
He probably is now. I'm not sure exactly. If he's not, he will be.
I don't think he's a billionaire yet.
Not quite.
He's projected, I think, to be one something like that. Like sometimes they be having like $1 billion deals. People think people be billionaires and shit.
Right,
they don't really
they
work
get
like
that.
No. But this deal or this buyout or whatever, what he's making off of this, it just speaks to what Kobe was going to do in the business world. He was still competitive and trying to do a lot of things. He was going to get real. He was about to do something different. And this deal right here just speaks to that. And we drank that around here. Good stuff. Like
body armor is good. Yeah, actually one of the better non-carbonated drinks. It's good stuff. Got good vitamin mix. Even like that light joints are good. Like a lot of times the diet ones or whatever, they be trash, but that is actually good. Real quick, it says James has earned more than $1 billion during his 18-year career with nearly $400 million in salary and another $600 off the court, but that doesn't make him a billionaire after accounting for taxes, spending, and investment returns. According to Forbes, they estimated him to be worth about $850 million. So he's close.
A couple of years,
yeah, he's super close.
No doubt. He'll be the only. I mean, he'll get it while he's playing, in my opinion. That's gonna be crazy.
You'll get that a salary,
right?
Yeah, he's right there, right on the verge. But shout out Mike for laying the blueprint for a guy like LeBron. LeBron's getting it, man.
No doubt.
Oof. I think we done, right?
Yeah, what you guys learned today? We learned today, Larry. Huh?
Man, I learned two things. I'm trying to think which one I want to use. I tell you what,
I learned Corey Dirt. Don't get my shot away for y'all steal my shit.
I wasn't talking about no damn Corey Dirt.
Right. You definitely want to talk about Corey, but I learned Corey Dirt and played his most snaps all season last week. Midst of a Florida State game.
I learned that get your girl back season is year round.
Fucking year round, bro. That shit never ends.
I ain't know. Yeah. I've been single for a little while. So I ain't know that was a whole thing.
Oh yeah, bro. Get your girl back season. That shit's just fucking a sport, bro.
I like it.
That shit's a fucking sport.
I'm about to try it after we get off this phone.
Oh yeah.
I ain't heard from you in years.
Oh yeah.
All it
means that one I miss you. That should open up everything, bro.
I learned that
yeah, that's a good one, Harlan.
the Miami Law Department and the money about to pay for Miami some new cleats.
Yeah, but they ain't got nothing to do with the medical school. The law school fella, not the medical.
Shout out to that. Hey man, appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. It's another roll up. No cap on Sundays, man. We live, we kicking it. I think it's gonna be. I know I'm safe this week. I'm feeling it. I'm ready to talk some shit. I'm safe.
Oh yeah, you safe.
I'm thinking about me. I didn't even think about you. I was like, who we got? I forgot.
I got South Carolina. Yeah. This is a breeze. A lot of shit gotta go wrong for me to lose.
Mississippi State gonna be tough.
But
if y'all lose, Dan out of there that day, right?
Oh yeah. Okay.
They leave
that bitch like it's the capital. I'm driving to Gainesville.
They leave shit Gainesville for what? They gonna leave that motherfucker in Columbia. He ain't flying back.
Get your tiki torch.
You get my tiki torch heading up there. He gotta get his ass out of here, Jack. Hit him on the first thing smoking. Hey man, see y'all on Sunday. If y'all ain't rocking with us on Sunday, we'll see y'all on Thursday, man. It's the new roll up, new vibes.
Oh yeah.